Hi, this is Andrew from ASUS. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up an AI mesh system using the ASUS Router app. For hard bundles such as this, the settings are pre-configured. If you're creating a configuration customized to your needs, make sure to update the firmware first. In this setup, you need two ASUS routers with AI mesh support and your phone with ASUS Router app installed. First, set up your primary router by connecting it to the modem and establishing an internet connection. Use the ASUS Router app to find it, then connect to it once it's found. Click on Start, then create unique SSIDs so that your AI mesh network can be found using Wi-Fi. A different login and password will be needed for when you need to access the router. Now place your extending node in close proximity and click on Add another node to find it. The pairing process won't take very long, but let's jump ahead anyway. After the pairing is complete, you're ready to place the node in an ideal place to extend your coverage. It's best to provide a line of sight between the two routers if possible. Not hard, is it? Now that AI mesh is set up, you can connect your Wi-Fi devices to either the primary router or the extending node. Seamless roaming switches you to the appropriate router automatically without disconnections. One of the best things about ASUS routers with AI mesh is that the main router is able to lend all connected nodes access to the advanced features such as parental control, prioritized gaming, and AI protection. This is not something that you can do by simply adding access points. For more info, visit our website. This is Andrew from ASUS. Thank you for watching. Hi, this is Andrew from ASUS. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up an AI mesh system using the ASUS Router app. For hard bundles such as this, the settings are pre-configured. If you're creating a configuration customized to your needs, make sure to update the firmware first. In this setup, you need two ASUS routers with AI mesh support and your phone with ASUS Router app installed. First, set up your primary router by connecting it to the modem and establishing an internet connection. Use the ASUS Router app to find it, then connect to it once it's found. Click on Start, then create unique SSIDs so that your AI mesh network can be found using Wi-Fi. A different login and password will be needed for when you need to access the router. Now place your extending node in close proximity and click on Add another node to find it. The pairing process won't take very long, but let's jump ahead anyway. After the pairing is complete, you're ready to place the node in an ideal place to extend your coverage. It's best to provide a line of sight between the two routers if possible. Not hard, is it? Now that AI mesh is set up, you can connect your Wi-Fi devices to either the primary router or the extending node. Seamless roaming switches you to the appropriate router automatically without disconnections. One of the best things about ASUS routers with AI mesh is that the main router is able to lend all connected nodes access to the advanced features such as parental control, prioritized gaming, and AI protection. This is not something that you can do by simply adding access points. For more info, visit our website. This is Andrew from ASUS. Thank you for watching.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to the ROG CSGO Gaming Cup 2020. We apologize for the technical issues. We got everything worked out right now, and we're gonna get back right to it. We're gonna be talking about the map right now. Fits.
Yeah, so we should have the map veto coming up. Before we had some technical issues, we were speaking about how I honestly expect, like, we're expecting Mirage or Inferno to be played in the series. We were also talking about how we'd love to see Dust 2 picked by Valor, since Valor have the highest top fragging AWPer in the tournament and the second highest top fragging player in the whole tournament with Impera,
Mm-hmm.
who has 91 frags and also has the highest kill death ratio in the tournament of 2. So
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for Dust to come up. We're gonna see how the video goes. So Iraq banned Train, and as expected, Valor banned Nuke. Iraq
Mm-hmm.
picked Mirage, and also as we wanted, Valor actually picked Dust 2, and then
Mm-hmm.
we don't go out of the routine and we see Inferno as the third map. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna say I
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect it. I absolutely
Yeah.
expected it.
Yep.
We have
You
this,
did. You
like,
did
we're
say
gonna
it.
see. Exactly. We're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
the prowess of the Valor players. We're gonna see the
Mm-hmm.
prowess of Impera trying to dominate Iraq on Dust 2. We're also gonna see, obviously, we're still gonna see Iraq's team play. We're gonna see their strong players in Wati and Speed also trying to keep up
Mm-hmm.
with the Valor players on Mirage. We're gonna hopefully see Inferno as a third map, and we'll see how this matchup goes. Honestly, looking at
You called
this,
it.
I
You called
yeah,
it.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
called it
I
exactly.
think
Glad to see Dust too, though.
yeah,
We're
I'm
gonna
really
see.
happy to see us do
Yep. Yep. Yep.
some
You did call it.
explosive gameplay. Okay, so
Yes.
for the predictions, I predict that Valor either win 2-1 or 2-0, unless we see something different from the Iraq that we've seen throughout this tournament. I think Valor have this in the bag myself. The score really depends on how Mirage goes. Like, if Mirage goes well on Iraq's side, I don't
Mm-hmm.
really think they have that high of a chance on Dust 2, like, in my opinion, because of the high fragging potential of the Valor players. But I
Mm-hmm.
think if we go to Inferno, the game could be close, and I still favor Valor to win the whole series. What do you think?
If they're gonna start off with Mirage, and as we said, Dust 2 is gonna be a favor basically for the Opers, but we're gonna start off with Mirage. We're gonna start off in hopes of Iraq being in the right state for them. Like we need to see excitement here. We need to see performance. Like we expect Iraq here to dominate in this map because like as we said, we have our hopes and Speed and Wati. Other than the, of course, like the whole, we're not gonna be biased. We all have hopes in the whole team, but we do expect the fraggers to go ham. We do expect them to pop off. We do expect them to actually start getting frags against Valor. So Mirage is gonna be a very good pick as a map for them, and we really hope to see performance. Don't forget, if they did win this map, that means they're gonna have the confidence. Like the first map is always important when it comes to for them to actually be comfortable, for them like
Exactly,
having
for
that
the underdog
excitement.
team.
Exactly. They're gonna be excited if they win the first map. They're gonna be excited. Dust 2 is not gonna be as easy as we think it will be for Team Valor, for Valor Esports. So it's gonna be really exciting if we see Iraq popping off on this map, because we want to see some gameplay. Like Dust 2 is gonna be the map that we expect like huge plays in.
Yeah, exactly. And also, let's not rule out Mini from Iraq. Like, yes, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have the highest frags, but we said he has the highest kill death ratio on his team
Mm-hmm.
with 1.9, I think it was. He's the second entry, the entry fragger, one of the highest headshot percentages in the whole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And him as a second entry to have such a high kill death ratio, that means that he's doing his job
Exactly.
As like expected, he's doing what he's needed to do. He's getting these straight frags. He's getting into the clutch situations, into the post plans. He's doing what is needed to be done in order to win rounds, and it seems like he's doing a really fine job at it. Honestly, for player MVPs, or player highlights of this tournament, of this game at least, I'd like to keep an eye on Impera. I'd like to keep an eye on Mini. Like Impera, he's already been beasting this whole tournament. He's the main opper. He's the second highest fragger in the tournament. Like, the stats speak for themselves. We want to see gameplay from this guy, right? We want to see him perform on Valor, on the Valor side, on Mirage, and obviously we're still like expecting to see him beast on Dust 2, but we're starting with Mirage. We want to see him do his best on Mirage. We want to see all of the team do their best on Mirage. And we want to see a nice close game. For Iraq, yeah, I think the player to look at will be Mini. I think Mini, if given space on Mirage is one of the maps where you can easily, in like team-based executions and stuff, you can like highly carry the whole like entry, carry the whole strat. You can get 2 trade frags, 3 trade frags. You can make a play through the execution. You can probably win your team the whole round on your own. So I'm expecting Mini to show up. I'm expecting Viper to show. I'm expecting Walty to show up. I'm expecting Speed to show up. I'm expecting Oscar to show up. I'm expecting all of Iraq's team to show up, because that's what they're gonna need to do if they wanna put on again a good performance against Valor. Now, getting into the team, we actually. Like we're waiting here, this is the pause time. We see Valor as the CT side, standing on the defending side. We see Iraq on the T side. We see Walty with 2 smokes and a flash. Raiden probably dropped a pistol because Raiden has his knife out. And yeah, we want to see good performance from Iraq. We want to see if they can get it rolling this early on the T side of Mirage. Obviously, Valor are gonna put up a tough show. They're gonna put up a tough match. They've got 4 of their players in the top 10 of the highest fraggers of the whole tournament. So it's not gonna be really easy to frag against them. But we're gonna see if everything goes well for Rock's side. If they can get it rolling early, I think they can take this map from Valor. Now we're waiting for the match to start. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're waiting for the players to get ready, and once they do, we're gonna start with you guys. Don't forget that we're also having a giveaway for goods worth $250. Check the description for the giveaway entry. Keep watching the stream also to be included in the giveaway, and hopefully one of you guys will be lucky enough to win one of the prizes. Now we're just gonna wait as both teams get ready. There seems to be maybe like a slight technical delay, like players are just getting ready, servers getting set up, players are connecting, everyone's fixing their internet issue. And we're like, I honestly hope let's actually talk about what we talked about in the pre-match again. Like Valor are a team, for everyone that doesn't know. Valor were unbeaten so far in the tournament. They won 4 they won 4 matches in a row to get here, all of them convincingly except one map, which was Inferno, and they beat Lions 16-12 on it, right? So Valor are coming in.
That was the only close one.
Exactly, that was the only close map. So Valor are coming in with really high-paced gameplay. They're coming in with momentum. They want to keep winning. They want to keep that streak. They want to dominate to the finals. But like on the contrary, Iraq won 3 maps. One of the 4th map was automatically won to them because of a forfeit. They won 3 maps. They beat a semi-finalist also in ISL Power on their way here. So they've already proved to be like tough contenders, to be a tough team, like a team that we cannot let our eyes off. They've already beat ISL Power on Nuke, which was 16-9, hence why we saw the Nuke ban from Valor.
The ban, yes, I was about to ask you. Yep, I was about to ask you, do you think that the ban was targeted exactly on the game that they played against ISL Power? Yep.
Yeah, I probably think so, because let's not talk stats here, okay? Let's only talk gameplay. If we're gonna talk gameplay, Iraq are the only team that have proved to be able to beat a semi-finalist on a map, like other than Mirage and Inferno. They're the only team that have showed us another map to be played other than Mirage and Inferno. So they're probably the team with the most confident map pool, the biggest map pool out of the other semifinalists, and that's why we did expect them to like go for the staple of Mirage or Inferno, and we expected Valor to go for Dust. But now we're gonna start with the game. We see the players ready. We see Valor on the CT side, Iraq on the T side. We see 2 smokes and 2 flashes on Walty and Cyclone, and we're gonna start the round with like most of the players sighted around B. We see Jazzo just jump spotting around Ram, getting info for his teammate, but we see a 3-man setup on B from Valor and a quick decoy from Oscar, jump the flashes, enemy throwing a nade, trying to find. We see the frags go for the side of Iraq, but enemy gets a frag, Jabs gets a frag, Impera gets another frag, and suddenly the fast B rush or B split with a player lurking mid gets totally shut down by the Valor players. Walty in a 1v4, we can't really still rule him out, is in a really difficult situation, but he's one of the best players in the tournament for Iraq. But then Jabs ends the round with an immediate headshot to Walty and 1-0.
Yeah, they couldn't even breathe there. Like a single, like they wanted to all make it a very quick rush over there, and all of a sudden you just see Walter playing against the whole team. He was just standing there all alone. That was really we saw like a lot of nice shots from Jabs and the quick backup coming from short. It was really impressive.
Exactly. Now we're seeing a full eco round. We're just seeing some upgraded pistols. They're gonna try to get some frags. We see all of the players split around the map. We see 2 players on outside the ramp smoke, just waiting for any aggression from the Valor side. We actually expected, like I personally expected, Iraq to play more on the tactical side of things, but Jabs just gets Cyclone lurking from underpass. Just a free kill given to him. Walt is trying to force a frag. Jazzo gets another frag on Oscar and Ramp. Walt he dies in apps, and then Speed and Raiden are left on their own. Raiden suddenly dies, and now Speed is on his own, and Jabs cleans up the eco round with 3 frags. Honestly, I expected to see Iraq take a strategic approach to the game, but they lost the pistol. It didn't work out. They wanted to go for the fast-paced gameplay. The Valor players, the high fragging players, took over the round, shut them down, so they had to take an eco. Now we're gonna see Iraq's first buy round. We see Valor players still not upgrading all of their weapons. We see a smoke window, and most of the players are gathered around A side, but we see mid being taken by the Valor players, so mid control has been achieved. We see the cat player trying to help them going back. Now we see a smoke, A ramp, Jabs, and enemy are ready, and they're taking the duels. Jabs takes a kill, but then Speed immediately plays out. Now we're seeing the fast execution raid and tries to take a duel. Impera kills them, Cyclone trades them, and now we're suddenly in a 3v3, Cyclone on 1 HP, so
there's a flank from Jazzo.
Exactly, we see Jazzo, but Cyclone was expecting
Cyclone.
it, and he gets it. Cyclone, really, really well played from Cyclone. And now we're watching the players. Spawns, Impera, they're going for the retake, they're trying to do it. Walty's already on Sandwich. Enemy gets the first kill on Cyclone, which was 1 HP, and Speed is now 14, but Speed still hits the shot on Spawns. And suddenly Impera just dies in the 1v2. Very, very, very nice shots from Raiden. Very nice read from Cyclone to actually expect the ramp lurker, as they lost
flank,
mid-control
yes, that was so good.
Exactly. They lost mid-control very early in the round, but it was predicted, and Iraq turned the chaotic situation into a round win to them. 2-1, still for Valor, but Iraq are slowly coming back. We're actually seeing an eco, or is it a force buy? Yeah, we're seeing a force buy from Valor. Iraq have a full buy on them. They're defaulting now. They have players all over the map. They're slowly looking for picks.
Trying to control mid.
Or slowly taking it. Exactly. They're taking mid control slowly. We've got Jab trying to counter them in connector. Are we gonna see a fight this early? And there's the flash connector perfectly, but no one peeks. It's probably to help Walty get up from underpass. We still have 2 players around the A side of the map, one in ramp and one in palace, which is probably Raiden. We're slowly gonna see a fight connector. The molly almost burns down enemy. Connector players are getting close. Jabs is gonna get first contact. Not yet, though. Players are falling down. The flash and Jabs gets first contact with Oscar. Oscar wins the duel and gets the first entry on the connector player. Impera is trying to keep up and get the trade, and he gets the trade. Oscar, who had it back turned to him. Impera suddenly just trades the kill, but somehow there's already a player on B side, and Spawn left it. He loses the duel, and they suddenly just lost control of B side because of the single fragment connector. It called for a player rotation from B side, and then they just lose. But Empire is slowly working in. He sees the player on bench, he sees the player backside. He wins the duel. Spawn also gets a duel, and Cyclone and Raiden immediately trade the frag. We've got a player on the flank. We've got a single player on the side, Jazzo, and a 1v1 against Raiden. Raiden isn't favored for the position. Jazzo is trading. So Jazzo is sticking the bomb, and he just wins the round against Raiden.
No way, he managed
To do anything.
It was way too
Raiden
far.
gets the kill immediately, but he was too far.
What an amazing
He
round.
Yeah, he was
That was really
mispositioned.
nice to
It was
see
a
that
really-
diffuse. Yep.
Yeah, it was really, really smart to see Iraq abusing the kill connector, abusing the timing, suddenly getting control of B site. But the Valor players just came in with their firepower. They just won almost all of their duels. Cyclone and Raiden tried their best to get the trades, but they weren't able to keep up with the fragging power of Valor. We're seeing a force buy from Iraq. They got the plant. They've got a couple of AKs, and Oscar wins the first duel against Impera. Very nice from Oscar. Second entry frag in the second round. Oscar slowly working his way underpass, but Jabs is already ready in connector. He spots a player top mid. He's ready for any player to try and trade from bottom connector. He's gonna take the duel, but then Oscar doesn't peek. Jabs takes the duel and wins the duel against Oscar, who had the first entry frag. But look at the HPs. Look at speed. Look at the players. We've got two players already coming out from that.
Creeping in.
Jabs
Jabs
takes the
managed
first
to
contact,
take the
gets
kill.
the kill. Quality trades him. Enemies ready. Jabs is ready. Everyone from Valor is ready, and the round suddenly just turns around. Iraq are having a tough time breaking into the Valor defense. We see Walty in a 1v3 now. Jabs is already ready for him. From connector, Walty hits the first shot, but he still has a chance. Enemy stuck on their pass, but then Spawns just hits the shot, wins the duel against Walty, and 4-1 for Valor. I'm not seeing the Rock that we really wanted to see. I'm not seeing the Rock that are gonna put on a good show on this map to get up, to get to the second one. Like, we want to see more from Rock.
We're seeing like all the teammates. We see like Quality's teammates. They're all just not rushing in, but still manages to die. Like in the beginning of the round. Also, we did expect a lot from Wata, but he still manages to live and die as the last player. We need to see Wata go in. We need to see Wata actually going for the frag. Cyclone! Oh my god.
Cyclone pushes mid and hits a really nice shot on enemy. We're just seeing Iraq just going for the duels and Jabs with the cleanup from Jabs. Speed gets the frag on Jabs, but it was too late. Spawns is ready to trade Cyclone, and Cyclone's on his own on B side. He's actually gonna get the plant. That's really good news for Iraq. They do some damage to the players. They also get the plant for the economy. And bombs being planted. It's a 1v3 retake. It's really difficult for Speed on only a Tech 9 and armor set. He chooses to go for the close pitch spot, and he's actually going to win the first duel on Spawns, wins the second on Jazzo, and has a gun. Speed has a chance to put Iraq on the board. Empera's only sticking the bomb now. He leaves the smoke. He's expecting him to be out. Empera, is he gonna win it? They're just playing circles. Speed, Empera, we're just circling each other in the smoke. He's sticking the bomb now. He gets off of it, and Speed with an insane 1v3.
Wow.
Speed starts with the Tech 9.
What a clutch.
Gets the plant. Well played by Speed. He puts Iraq on the board in the eco round. 2-4 Iraq. Very nice. Very nice.
That's the show. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we've been waiting for.
Exactly. That's what we wanted to see. We want this game to be close. We want them to frag against the Valor players. And now we're gonna see the Valor players go for it. It's actually, I think, an eco round, if I'm not mistaken. It's a force buy from the Valor players. They have pistols against Iraq's rifles. We're gonna see if they're actually gonna be able to keep up with the pace. Oscar wins his duel again against Jabs from Underpass. We're seeing mid being easily taken by Rock again, but Jazzo hits a really nice shot on Speed from Ram. Hits a second! Jazzo
Wow.
doing what Speed did last round. Jazzo now has a rifle, has ramp control, throws the gun to enemy, goes on to get the other gun, and suddenly it's in Valor's favor. They have more players on the board. They have guns and aggressive positions from the Valor team. Jazzo's gonna contact the ramp players, and enemy wins his duel.
Ooh.
Cyclone does kill Jazzo, but enemy wins his duel against Raiden. We've got 2 players stuck in ramp. They're coming out. We've got a player in spawns, and then we've got enemy hitting his first shot, getting traded by Walty. Walty, 30 HP, 1v2. Can Walty pull out what Speed did last round, or is he gonna fall down to the Valor players on the eco? And Impera hits the last shot. And Valor, they believe in their fracking power. They believe in their star players. They believe that they can hit the shots. They go for the force buy, and then they just be like, okay, Speed, if you can do it, Jazzo can do it better. Jazzo hits really nice shots on the stair. Gets the guns, gets the advanced position, and suddenly turns around to Valor. 5-2 Valor. Iraq's economy has been broken, and we see the full buy from Valor. We're actually
We've been seeing a lot of
eco
eco rounds winning. Yeah, but we have been seeing a lot of eco rounds winning against like a full buy round. So that is like actually really interesting. We want to see if Team Iraq will be able to secure a round again as eco.
And we see them not opting for the B-Rush this time. We see them actually faking a B-Rush, opting to see if anyone's playing aggressively, opting to see if they can get any solo picks, any picks that can't be traded by the enemy team, if they can get any frags. But Impera pushes top of it, gets the first frag, gets the gold, underpass, gets the first frag, gets the second,
and the third.
Eco cleanup. Spawns wins the duel against Oscar, and the last player is top mid and Cyclone. Cyclone's pistols can't be underestimated, but then he only has a pistol. He has no armor. Impera shreds him to pieces. 6-2 Valor. I don't want to say I was expecting this, but I was expecting Iraq to put on like a tougher match for Valor. Like we knew coming to this. Valor are probably one of the favorites to win this whole tournament, right? But Iraq actually beat another semi-finalist in this tournament, and Isol Tower. They put on, they probably have like one of the map pools. They have 2 players in the top 10 fraggers, but now we're gonna see the buy round. What are they gonna do against Valor? We see a mid take from Iraq. 3 players swinging top mid, and they win the duel. Raiden gets the first frag on Jab, and Walty is pushing chair. He's trying to see if they probably suspect that there's a player rather. We see a 4-man mid take, 3 guys mid and 1 underpass, and then we see a player lurking from ramp. I
don't see an operator on Cyclone.
Yeah, we still don't see like we see an op on Cyclone now. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Empire is in a really good position in ladder room. They've slowly like left mid, and Speed gets a really nice kill on the ramp flank. He's trying to duel the second player. Players are already up connector. The ramp up to split A.
Nice.
Oscar gets the duel from the small against Spawn. Walty gets the other kill, and this is the Iraq that we wanted to see. This is the Iraq that we wanted to see, but still we cannot rule Impera out. The second highest fragger of the tournament, the best offense. It's a nice shot from Impera, but Speed immediately trades him, and there's the 3rd round for Iraq on the board. Honestly, this was a really good call from Iraq. They forced more players to fight mid. They caught out Jabs in bottom connector on his own without any teammate able to support him. He immediately died, put his team in a disadvantage, but then Iraq were able to capitalize on that, take the round slowly, split A. Really nice pick from Speed on the ramp, and then the players just split on A side. The frags were all on the Iraq side. We're seeing some utility being thrown by Speed. We're seeing a B-sided default, if I'd say, but Impera has the op. Let's, come on, Impera, show us what you're made of. Show us why are you the best opera in the tournament. And he misses his first shot after hyping him. Oscar, again and again and again, successful in the underpass picks, wins another duel, probably his 4th so far. this game. Oscar still lurking underpass. Pera wasn't able to put on an impact, but Jabs gets the trade kill on Raid and top mid, who was on his own. We've got a player pushing catwalk. We've got 4 players in the B apps. No player on B side. Spawns quickly rotating, but is it too late? Can he catch up anyone? Off guard. Spawns takes through on the player jumping from apps. Dinks a player in the apps itself, but Spawns has lost the sight. Spawns, he gets the kill. Enemy gets another kill. Very nice from him. Oscar trades. Oscar trades again. I think Oscar's up for the ace. Oscar and Cyclone put Jazzo in the 1v2. The famous Jazzo is already out. He's trying to wrap behind them. He's trying to play the timings. He's mid-side. He's trying to do something. They both know that he's there. He's stuck in van. Cyclone hits the shot.
Wow.
Very, very nice run from Iraq. Really nice shots from the players. Really nice cleanup from Oscar. Top fragging on the Iraq side right now. 9 frags. Oscar, the support rifler, the second entry, the player that we expected to be a staple from Iraq, is putting on what a good show, a good play, trying to carry his team to the victory. We still need to see more from the other players. We still want to see speed. We want to see quality. We want to see the players that were carrying the team so far in the tournament. And there's another mid take against the full eco players of Valor. We see 3 players around the A side of the map. 2 top connector, 1 under palace. We see 1 player jumping B apps, spotting. Iraq slowly taking mid. We got 2 players that are gonna ready to peek into connector. A crossfire!
Oh, wow,
Nice shot, but then Lucky trades, and Impera gets another frag with the USP, and the pistols are doing it again and again and again. We've got Impera tagged down to low HP in window, but we've still got 2 players top mid. Impera trying to spot more info for his teammates. They already have a rifle on enemy who's rotating to the B side to help the B player. Now, are Iraq going to be able to come back from this? They've already lost 2 duels to pistols. They've already lost 2 players. They've lost Walty and Speed. They've lost the people that we've been hyping up before this game. The people that needs to step up to carry this game. Now, is Oscar going to be able to do it again? Is Cyclone going to be able to hit some nice pistol shots? Is Raiden going to be able to hit his shots as well? We've got Raiden lurking outside of Palace. Valor actually opted for the B-stack, and Raiden abuses the timing and kills Jazzo, opening up the site for his teammates.
Do we see another kill here?
Rotating now. They've got the players rotating now, but I don't think that Valor are going to be able to do much unless enemy just hits some insane shots with the AK that he has. Enemy actually hits the first. Now it's suddenly doable. 3 versus 2 on Op, on Cyclone Rifle, on Oscar. Oscar gets killed by Impera as well. Cyclone does hit enemy.
Oh my god, Impera.
Oh my god.
Impera
As
needs
expected,
to chill
Impera
out.
and enemy, they hit their shots. Impera, yes, he's an opper. Yes, he's a rifler. Yes, he can do it all. Pistol, rifle, op, you name it. 7th round for Valor. We're seeing the high fragging potential from the Valor players so far. We're seeing Jabs getting fragged. We're seeing enemy getting frags. Jazzo spawns Impera with that insane eco round clutch. We're seeing I expected more. We still expect more from the Iraq players, right? We still know that they can pull through with the victory, and we're seeing them actually up for the B rush with the pistols again. But enemy throws the Molotov, the flashes go up. Enemy throws his utility. He calls for his teammates to rotate. Players jump off. Raiden's full blind. Raiden's in mid side. Enemy's on catwalk. Enemy gets 1. Jabs gets 1. Jabs gets another nice shot. Enemy does get traded by Walty, but then Jabs gets 1 more kill. Impera's already there with his op. Spawns get the last kill, and the B rush gets shut down by Valor. Again, Iraq cannot find the solution to Valor's B side defense. They were able to take A side. They were able to take some frags in mid. Right, they're still opting to hit B, even though they haven't found any succession. Exactly, they haven't been able to find the key to obtain an entry into the B site, and they're still opting for it. But we see a timeout now. Not sure if it's tactical or technical. I'm assuming it's tactical, and I'll assume that it's from Iraq. Hopefully, we see some more innovation from the teams, but from from what I'm hearing in the chat, I think it's a technical issue and I think it was solved. Okay, now we're getting back into the game. We're gonna see probably another eco. No, they're actually opting for the buy. Walty buys an AK and drops it, and they're actually gonna drop to each other, and they're opting for the force. But actually, we see another pause. Maybe Walty bought that AK by accident. No, we're back again. Okay, we're seeing a buy on the T side of Iraq, and we're seeing Valor as they are with the same equipment from last round. Round starts. Yeah, we're seeing the force buy. We're seeing a couple of AKs, a couple of pistols, deagles, tech 9s. Are they gonna do the B rush again? No, it seems this time they're opting for the B-sided default that they've been going for some of the times. Jazzo still has his position under Palace, and then Impera with the op on Palace, trying to get the pick. And
Oh wow!
very,
Oscar.
very nice shot again from Oscar. Hits the entry on enemy. It does cause a rotation from the catwalk player. Oscar drops on B side but loses the duel to spawns. And then it's back to 4v4. Jabs is expecting the underpass player, but Jabs is the only one on mid. Players fighting from Palace. They molly under Palace, but Impera's fine. Jazzo's fine. Impera does get a frag. Jazzo gets another frag. Jabs gets one frag on the B player from window. And then suddenly, Raiden hit a really nice Deagle shot from Connector. Raiden in a 1v3, Deagle in hand, full armored players, rifles, and an op on the side of Valor. Raiden slowly looking for the picks, slowly looking for the 1v1s, slowly looking for the duels, trying to make it doable for his team. Raiden slowly waiting, but the Valor players are not giving him much space. They're respecting him to some extent, but then the player, Jazzo, peaks! Raiden, really nice 180 from Raiden on Jazzo. Does he hit the second shot on the player? No, he does tag Impera, and then now they're slowly playing it safe, but Jazzo holds the smoke and gets the frag on Raiden. Really nice attempt from Raiden, but the cleanup again.
Yeah, really nice
Valor.
shot.
Really nice attempt. And we see a player from Iraq actually disconnect, so we're assuming that this timeout, yeah, it's a technical timeout. We're gonna wait until the Walty fixes the issues that he has and connects back to the server. But honestly, Hisham, let's talk about this. We said that if we expect Iraq to do any impact on Dust 2 or do anything, actually, let's see the replay first. Here's the entry from Oscar, then Spawn, Dust trade him, and Jazzo with the A execution. Very nice frag on Tetris, and then we're gonna see Raiden shot at the end. Very nice flick from Raiden. Almost got the second player, but then Spawns does get the last frag. And talking about this tier so far, we said we expect Iraq to
Pop off.
to like put on a better show, right? Like we expected them to be slightly ahead when it came to the tactical prowess of the game. Like we know the Valor players can frag, right? Iraq have still been trying to take the aim duels against them. They've been losing most of them. Yes, they've been hitting some nice shots. Cyclone with a really speed with a really nice 1v3 earlier in the game, but they still cannot match Valor's fragging potential. And honestly, if they keep this up in the second half, I don't really see them going to a third map.
I actually see like all of them are doing really good, but I want to see Walty. Like we expect more performance, and like we actually expect Walty to put on like an actual show. And we're still hoping. The game is still not done. We're still hoping to see better plays. Like because I keep on getting traded. Like that's what they need to do. Like try not to get traded once they get a kill, because they are hitting them shots, but they need to try to not die. Like you get a kill, live.
Yeah, Jabs does spot the player on underpass, and Oscar with another nice shot. Oscar's been honestly beating this game on Spawn, takes from catwalk, gets a trade on Raiden top mid, does take some damage, but he's still alive, and they're getting traded again. Yet, are we gonna see Iraq try to convert another round with pistols? most of the players are in mid. One player's already up connector. Two players are under window, but Impera expects Oscar. He's holding ram. Raiden, on the other hand, does get a kill. Window traded immediately by Jazzo, and we're in 3v3 for Valor. Impera misses the first shot on the first connector, tries to go for the multiple sandwich, for the pistol, but speed beats him. Enemy trades it, second ready in connector, and the 1v1 and enemy converts the round. Rock, another Ikron, but this round is probably the best like damage they've ever they have done so far this half. And
That was really close. If enemy didn't come up with the backup real quick, he like managed to be there on time. If he like that would have been a winning round if enemy was just at least like 2 to 5 seconds late. That round would have been like an easy 2v1 for them.
But wait, we're looking for a very fast play on top mid. Two players pushing catwalk. Impera does get the first frag, but Walty trades Impera. And now, within a 4v4, Walty accidentally drops from catwalk due to the flash. Recuperates. Jabs is in connector. He's gonna probably try to force another frag, as he usually does. Walty's ready for him though. Is Walty gonna check Jabs? Jabs gonna lose this duel on Walty! Very nice flick from Walty. Walty's finally popping up. Walty's finally showing up. Players out on A side. They check the player on the side and Cyclone knife Yazo, but enemy shows up from jungle. Two really quick kills from enemy. And we're gonna see Walty, and Walty with the third frag. Exactly what we wanted to see. I mean, Cyclone with the third frag in the round. Walty, Cyclone slowly catching up the round and spawns Walty with his third frag of the round. Exactly what we wanted to see from Walty in the last round of the half.
They managed to secure the last round.
Exactly. And now, guys, if you want to join the giveaway...
is mini. Cyclone is mini. For the people who've been asking, Cyclone is mini. Yes.
Okay. So, for the guys that want to join the giveaway, if you guys watch the stream for the longest time possible, you're going to be rolled into the giveaway poll, and eventually one of you guys are going to watch this. Okay. We're gonna, guys, jump to the game as soon as it starts. We're gonna take a halfway break now, and we're gonna wait for the next half to begin. Stick with us, guys, to see how this map goes. Okay. Well, since we've been
seeing a lot of plays like. We managed to see although we didn't see Impera getting a lot of kills when it comes to the op, but we did see Jabs doing his work when it comes to multi kills. Like Jabs wouldn't go for like only one kill. Like every time when he goes for the I think Jabs is one of the main players in Team Valor that you can't trade with him. Like usually when you go for a 1v1, the other player has to rush in and take the kill. Like Jabs doesn't work he does not work like that. You cannot trade Jabs. You aim, you die. The other teammate aims and you still die. The only way that you need to take him down is by a headshot. And we've seen him on several occasions, we've seen him on several rounds getting multi kills, triple kills, and doing his job perfectly. That was really nice seeing that.
Okay, we're now back to the second half. Jabs does get the first entry, traded by Cyclone. Jazzo with another frag, traded again by Raiden. Jazzo's coming up from connector, and Raiden, really nice shot from Raiden. Impera trades him, but then Cyclone does end up this Reign of Terror on the A side. We've got suddenly a 1v2 on Valor. Impera and 1v2. He does ding the first player, but then loses the duel to Oscar. And really fast pistol round. Again, exactly like the same half.
That was a very weird position from Impera to be standing there, don't you think?
Yeah, Impera took the riskiest position. He was exposed to two angles. He probably just wanted to surprise them by the angle. He wanted to out-aim them, but this time, Oscar shuts him down, and 6th round on the board for Rock. Probably, like, 10-5 wasn't a bad score, right? Like, they could still come back on the CT side, right? So, we're gonna see if they're gonna be able to pull it off on their CD side, and we're gonna see if Valor players can keep fragging on the T side as well. We're seeing an eco, not actually an eco, we're seeing a full force round, and then just they're fragging in mid, and the trades go even to even. But when it comes to the damage, we see that the Valor players are coming out on top when it comes to HP. Oscar's waiting for the player to jump, and they're probably trying to go for the split. Oscar expects it. Oscar kills Spawn, but Empire wills his duel in the middle, kills the connector player, running up to Ace side. The player in Spawn hears it. Raiden calls for a rotation from his teammate, waiting for the retake. He doesn't want to try to stop the bomb plant. Wait for his teammate. They're gonna retake together, and he wins the duel against Empire. Goes for the gun, and Raiden gets the second frag on the Valor players and secures the round for Rock. Well, that was
almost an ace for Impera. Almost ace.
Impera tried his best.
Take 3 kills there. Yeah, that was really nice shots from Impera.
Exactly, but then the players were there. Oscar did expect the lure combi, but really quick rotation and adaptation from the Valor side. Once they lose their player on the B side, they go for the connector player and immediately go and plant up on the A side. And we see a 7th round scored for Rock, so Rock are coming back. They still have a chance to come back into this map and go into the next map with their confidence up high. We're seeing a force buy to some extent from the Valor players, but Oscar, flash from Oscar, when the player beats, they peek again. Cyclone, they're winning the duel left, right, center. Rock, Walty just swings from catwalk, and a clean sweep for a Rock. 5 players staying alive. Really helps boost their economy, really helps boost their confidence, and we're seeing a completely different Rock this half. We
see Valor pushing in every round. They're buying every round. Or no, I think that, they are buying every round. And especially that they lost the last round. I'm surprised at how they still manage to not play a single eco round. But Impera is... It's like, it doesn't matter as long as Impera has an AK. It doesn't matter as long as Impera has a weapon.
Has an op.
So it's really... Yep. But he's been hitting his AK. Like, as you said, he's not only an opper. He would be able to trade no matter what. It's dangerous when he has an op between his hands, but he can still play with an AK. As we saw the second round, they did give Impera an AK, and he did manage to get a triple kill, almost an ace if he didn't get caught off in CT after the plant. But they're still pushing in. They're still looking at A. They're still buying, and they're just waiting for that one round. If they win one round, and they're just gonna keep it open.
Okay, now we're seeing the A smoke setup from Valor. They're trying to go in. Impera going against entry. Really nice flash from enemy. Second entry on Impera. Third entry on Impera. This guy is not just an offer. This guy is the second highest fragger in the tournament. And he's the talisman for Valor. He gets traded by Oscar. And suddenly, Walty gets another frag from Connector. It's a 2v3. It's still doable. Let's see if they can reclaim what Valor took away, what Impera poached for himself and for his team. We're gonna see the retake attempt. Walty, Smoking Palace, throwing his utility on site. Oscar gets the frag on enemy that tried to get Impera while he was throwing his utility. Jazzo does get the trade. He puts Oscar in a 1v2. Jazzo, 5 HP on Jazzo. He swings with the 6 HP, but then Oscar decides to save. He does kill Gab, but eventually, and Jazzo actually dies, so all of the Valor players die, and their economy isn't the best. They don't save any guns. They do win the round with an incredible triple entry from Impera, the guy that's been doing it with jabs this game so far, both of them on the top fragging sides of the Valor scoreboard. On the other side, though, we've got Oscar someone who we really like looked up to him so far, like haven't looked up to him as much as Walty and Speed. Also, we haven't looked up at like Mini. Like we've seen really good rounds from Mini so far as well, but Oscar has been proving us wrong, proving us
Ooh.
that he's the one that he's one of the winning conditions for this lineup to win. 11-8. We see like the Valor economy isn't really the best, so they're gonna go for Galils. They don't have much utility. They have a full set of smokes. They only have 3 flashes on the whole lineup. We see 1 Molotov, 1 smoke has been thrown already in mid, and we see them lining up for A smokes again. Impera probably going for the entry again, doing his secondary role, I'd assume, besides opping. I think that Impera isn't really feeling the op so far. He's been hitting most of his shots with the AK, and the execute goes on. The players have given up the site. They just let the players have the site. They're probably going for the retake. The resmoke for Impera, but Raiden gets to the kill through the smoke from CT, traded immediately by enemy, and Impera does plant the bomb without any other damages. Oscar manages to win another duel from CT, and Speed knows that he's here. Oscar gets another kill. Oscar on the retake. Impera destroyed, but Mini does get the kill on Impera, and then Jabs left suddenly in a 1v3 after his whole team was decimated. Jabs does get the first kill, but then traded immediately by Walty. Really nice kills from Oscar on the hold. 11-9. Iraq are coming back. This is the Iraq that we wanted.
It does seem like it. It does seem like it.
So we're gonna see if Valor are gonna go for the buy again for the Galils, or are they gonna go for the pistols? Yes, indeed, we're seeing Valor go for the upgraded pistols this time, for the half buy, for the eco, looking for another full buy on them. Rock have been holding it together so far. They've been winning all of the retakes. They've been defending their side so far, but they've mainly opted for retakes. They haven't lost, like they've have a 50% win, and then we see the nade stack in window doesn't catch off anyone off guard, but Speed is ready in connector. Impera, suddenly another double entry from Impera. Speed was traded immediately from connector, but Jazzo trades them. Impera again and again making round winnable for Valor. Enemy trying to hit a shot on the catwalk player. Oscar does trade Jazzo eventually and puts Impera and enemy in a 2v2. Walty wins the duel against enemy and puts Impera again after getting the double entry. Puts him in a really difficult situation in the 1v2. He does spot Oscar. Oscar jumps down, re-peeks with the op, and gets the kill. Really, really nice attempt from Impera, but Oscar's getting fired up. The Rock players are getting fired up, and they're ready to shut Valor down. 11-10.
They're catching up. We are seeing what we're expecting. Maybe the first half wasn't as healthy as we thought it would be, but the second half it is pretty close at this point. It's 11-10.
Okay, let's look at this now. We're seeing a B-sided attack from Valor. Spawns running quickly into the underpass with a flash. Doesn't catch anyone. We've got 2 players are on top mid. Enemy's gonna try and take a duel against the B player, but he fails. Spawns wins his duel against the connector player. We've got a player from Catwalk picking the player top mid. Oscar slowly rotating to window again after Walty calls for it. Probably goes back to B side, but they've left B side unattended. Valor don't know that. Valor are still. They're actually opting to go to A side now, since Jabs has a really, really good position in mid. Jabs is now waiting in chair. Mini's posted with the op through connector. We've got a player in that room as well. We've got a player lurking underpass. We've got a player by chair, and we've got 3 players on the A side, probably going for the A contact. Jazzo's gonna go for first contact. He spots the ticket player, immediately goes to Tetris, and they jump. Raiden falls back, tries to probably catch the bomb out, misses a couple of shots, and sadly he doesn't capitalize. And Jazzo, 2 quick entries on the side. Cyclone does get a kill, but eventually it's in the favor of Valor. Valor take their round slower this time, but suddenly Oscar is saying, no, I'm not losing this round. Oscar gets a kill, jungle, and unlucky to Oscar, but a 3rd kill for Jazzo with the nade. Mini in 1v3 misses the shots. Nice from Jazzo. Okay, so Jazz was like, nope, Empera, yeah, you're good, but I can still, like, I want to borrow the limelight for a little bit. This is also my
Exactly.
game. This is also my team. And 12-10 for Valor. Valor switch up their gameplay. They go for a little bit of slower gameplay. They go for the contact instead of the heavy executes. They abuse the timings. They abuse their numbers. Rock left the A side open. Raiden suddenly didn't capitalize on his position, missed a couple of shots, and Jazzo was able to abuse that to get the double entry and the round for his team. Now we're gonna look at this round. We've got a couple of pistols. We've got a force buy from Rock, Cyclone on an op. And nice, the guns are actually gonna pull their weight. Speed gets a kill with the pistol. But enemies on the op now, and enemy hits the shot on Cyclone, but it's still a man disadvantage for Valor. We've got two players in mid, but enemy just says, nope, I'm gonna kill Oscar. Window. Oscar offers up a kill. And the only player in mid. Spawns is now in window and gets another frag, but do they know that there's a player close enough? Jazzo's knife out! Jazzo's knife out! Walty gets a frag! Walty still doesn't know that the bomb's here! Walty's slowly working towards the bomb, and look at the spawn! The bomb's stuck in apps! No, he doesn't catch the timing. Rating's kinda stuck. The timing doesn't, like, goes in favor of Valor. Spawns is in kitchen, and the bomb on enemy is still top mid, but then we've got a player underpass slowly working. Is there gonna be another timing? Yes, a timing for Rock, and Walty gets the kill, drops the bomb. They know exactly where it is. Spawns has to rush. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Walty takes the duel against Spawn. Spawn's in the 1v2. Two players peeking him from different angles, and he's trying to take the duel. He wins the first one against Walty because he has time, and he has time, and he has the chance, and hits both headshots. Spawns gets the round for Valor after all of Walty's heroics. Last round, trying to get the win, secure the round for Rock, but no, Spawns is able to get the 1v2 against them and breaks their economy. Rock were so close to winning the force buy, but now they're relegated to an eco, and Valor are coming back into the game. They're getting their paces up again. They're getting the momentum, and I don't think they're gonna wanna stop. We're gonna see a really fast B rush. Oscar hears it. He gets burned with a molly. To the player here. Yes, Jabs is here, and immediately just two kills back to back. Jabs and Spawns immediately get the frags. Spawns gets another frag on Raiden in the kitchen. Like, he is waiting for anyone to push, and he does bait his teammate, gets the frag, but in hindsight, he does get traded by Impera. 14-10 Valor. Iraq have got to do something this buy round. They've got to stop the Valor momentum in order to still have a chance this map. What do you think so far of the Iraq performance?
It is. It was. Honestly, like, we've seen the momentum going really high. We've seen them like perform really good, and we finally saw Wati like doing what we expected him to do. But it's still Valor. Like, no matter what happens, it's still Valor. Although we expected them to do so much. Oh wow, Wati picking up. You can see how they're holding it from two ways. That was a really nice break.
And suddenly just the trades go in the way of Iraq. And like we were talking about this, the momentum has been swinging left and right, and suddenly it just turns around again for Iraq's momentum. They hit their shots in mid, they hit their shots on B site, and they secure the round with 3 players alive. So they're actually able to equip their players again with weapons, and they're able to compete in another buy round. Yeah, exactly. We see Valor now. One player relegated to a Galil, the others are on AKs, but they still have full utility. So far, if Iraq are able to win the round with minimum losses, they're able to break Valor's economy, come back to the ground. We see a mid-take again from Valor, but this time we see no one from Iraq fighting. They actually have a player AFK in spawn, I'm assuming. They have a player that timed out, which I'll assume is Wati, since he did time out earlier. So we're actually playing a 4v5 for now. We've got 4 players in mid, 1 player lurking around ramp, holding for any pushes. Jab slowly works director. Yes, indeed. Actually, it's Oscar that disconnects now. Oscar, the talisman for Team Iraq, disconnects, and we're in a 3v5. Cyclone hits a really nice shot on Jabs. Is he able to secure the round for his team? Is he able to save it? Quality spot spawns, hits the shot, checks apps again, goes back to middle, and he spots the player connector. He catches Impera with this bag given to him, and we've got a single player in ramp, Jazzo, on his own. I think this round isn't counted, or is Jazzo just given up? I think it's. I think
No,
it's.
I think it's not.
I think.
I think they
Jazzo,
gave them the round. Yeah, they gave them the round because he was
I think
AFK.
they
That
gave
was
them round because the other
actually,
player did it.
yeah, that's the spirit. That's the respect right there. They know they don't want to play an unfair round, and they know that as long as they're playing S5, there's always a chance. Like there's no ego here. Sportsman like spirit. That's what we'd like to see from Valor. Such an amazing way to deal with the situation.
Okay. Well, that was really nice, actually, as we mentioned from the Valor side. They did tend to give them their own, but I think the Rock players might want to go for a round reset since, as we can see, Oscar doesn't have enough money like to buy an M4 like he did last round. They might want to try to call for the admins, go for a reset. We are in a timeout right now, so we'll wait until it updates. But so far, we're seeing, like, as we mentioned, right? Like, we're seeing Valor depending on their individual prowess, right? Like, we're not seeing insane strats. We're not seeing executes. Yeah, exactly. So we reset the round. We're back to 14-11.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we mentioned before, we're seeing Valor heavily depend on their players performing, which was a little bit shaky on the T side. Yeah, like they were up 10-5. They lost like a couple of like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, and then they slowly started to come back again, abusing like how strong they are in winning 1v1 duels, abusing Iraq's weakness in their setups instead of like using their numbers. They're just losing individual duels, Iraq, and hence why they probably have lost more out the city side. Like they've probably been able, like they would have probably been able to secure more rounds had they been relying on each other. And they started to rely on each other, and now we're gonna see their sound again. The full buy on both teams. Again, replaying this round since there was a player disconnected last round. We're seeing 5 players outside of B apps. I think, is the round gonna be replayed again? Did enemy disconnect? I'm assuming enemy disconnected. Yup, and the round is
they
getting
did it
replayed
again. Yeah.
I honestly, yeah, exactly. It's a technical timeout, and actually, it wasn't enemy that disconnected. So we're gonna see. Hopefully, like everything gets fixed. So yeah, let's get back talking to how Rock came back into this map. So they lost heavily on their T side, right? Like they were 10-5 down. They were losing the duels against the Valor players. Like we've seen heroics from Impera. The insane eco retake from Impera with 3 kills from Palace with his AK after he obtained it, right? We've seen Jab getting triple kills from Connector, getting multiple kills from Connector. As you mentioned, he's multi-fragging. Exactly. And also, let's also remind the viewers that Jabs has one of the highest headshot percentages in the whole tournament with 74%. So do not be surprised why is he getting these like multi frags. Impera also, we've highlighted him as the AWPer. We've highlighted him as one of the team's main carries, as he is the second highest fragger in the whole tournament with 91 kills.
But we've seen him being a rifler really good. We've seen him with the AK. Like we haven't seen him much when it comes to the to the op. But like amazingly, we've seen him being like he was the first entry. He was the one clearing A for his team. He was the one just going in with confidence and literally just taking kills left and right. Like you can see a confident player when you look at it. Like Impera knows that this is the time where he just needs to put down the op and wait for Dust 2. He knows that in Mirage that the AK is gonna do more work when it comes in between playing the op or playing the AK.
Exactly, and now we go back to the round 14-11. We're sorry guys for the technical issues, but hopefully everything's been fixed. And we actually see the B rush from Valor. Are the Rock players ready? Oscar's on the CZ M4 now. Jabs trying to see if there's any pick. Jazo does drop in, but the crossfire between Walty and Oscar is too strong. Oscar gets another frag cut. The trades go in favor. Mini's back. Mini gets another frag and puts his team on the number advantage. Look at the HP. Mini gets another frag and Speed comes up and cleans up the round. Again, we see a Rock clean up with a really tight and strong B hold. 14-12. This map is getting closer than we've ever seen in the first half. And also, unexpectedly, we're seeing Oscar perform on such a high level than we really expected or we've seen throughout from him this whole tournament. Let's go back to this buy round again. We see, from Iraq, we see an eco on Valor trying to take their time, wait, they know they have more rounds than Iraq, and then Cyclone takes the duel against Impera. Impera loses it, Cyclone wins it. Speed gets another kill on Jabs, Raiden kills another kill from the close ramp, and this round is just too difficult. Enemy who tried to get the plant loses the duel to Oscar and puts spawns in a 1v5. No armor, just the default. Almost impossible, but we see Raiden whipping and Spawn taking the duel against him, but eventually he does lose it to Mini, who cleans up this round. And look at this, Mini, 25 frags, probably
really
Oscar
close.
below him. Exactly, like we're seeing, as I've mentioned, that Mini was one of the players to look at. Oscar has also been performing really good. We still want to see, like, we've seen Speed clutch rounds, but this is not the Speed that we've known so far this tournament. Also, Walty has stepped up hugely in the CT side, and I hope they really keep up this momentum, they keep up this high level of play, if they really want to take this map and have a chance in this best of 3 series. Valor are opting for a slower approach this time. 2 players in underpass, 3 players around A ramp. I'm assuming they're gonna want to split A, but Iraq have read this perfectly with 3 players on A site. Raiden's ready in sandwich. Here's the player's Tetris. He calls to his teammates. He has a player hiding default, and Speed loses the duel. CT and Jabs gets the entry on Raiden.
Wow.
Jazo gets another frag, but Walty ups in Walty 3
Walty!
Ninja! Oscar gets 2!
Oh my god!
This is the Walty that we wanted to see! Walty secures the round and jumps up the scoreboard to reach for his teammates. Walty gets the 14th round for Iraq with the bait setup. Yes, they've lost the first entry. Yes, they've lost the map control. But Walty was there, Walty was ready, and Walty was on fire, and Walty hit his shots and got his round for his team.
That were a 5v2, but Walty didn't matter to Walty. Although it was a 5v2, he did manage to pick 3 fast kills straight in a row, and Oscar managed to finish it all with a double kill. That was a really amazing round from Iraq.
Now we're seeing Valor in a really tight spot. 14-14, they're tied, and Valor do not have the economy to buy this round. They're actually taking an eco round in order to be able to buy for the last round of regulation time. Iraq might actually take this map and steal it away from Valor. Unless the Valor Deagles have something else to say. Jabs with the first kill.
Jabs.
And now we're seeing
Jabs
the
just
Valor
increasing his stats.
Exactly, and now we're seeing Valor taking it slow after they've got the first frag on the A site. They're opting to boost Jazo, yet they might not know that there's a player. The player connector Speed gets the frag tweeted immediately by spawns. Walty replies from Catwalk, and then it's a really, really, really tight situation for Valor. Their players are fucking mid. Walty fighting. Walty loses enemy, and Jazo loses. Oscar is in a 1v1 against Jazo. This round is being so hectic. This is such a huge economy loss to Iraq, and it could be such a heartbreaking loss to Iraq in order to lose Match point to Valor against their pistols. He does get the plant. Giazzo. He gets the rifle, and he gets the position in CT. Oscar slowly trying to get himself into this retake, and he gets caught out! No! No! Valor run away with the round, with the pistols, and Iraq don't really have the economy to fully buy into this one. Like, Wati can drop them some rifles, but they're gonna be down in equipment. And Valor somehow pull it again with their individual prowess with the pistols, win the round, pick up the frags, match point, Valor. Iraq might have just lost the game.
Yep.
They're
proving their dominance. They're actually proving their dominance in all maps.
Yeah. Iraq were putting on a really good comeback. Like, they're still not out of it. Like, don't get me wrong, but last round is really, really heartbreaking for Iraq to lose. Let's see, this.
But you don't know. We might finally see a draw.
Exactly. We might even take it into overtime. Let's take a look now at this round. Like, they're taking it really slow now. No one's forcing any frags, any duels. But enemy does get into a really aggressive position. Does he expect Wati to be holding this off angle? I don't think he does. Is Wati gonna go for the peak? He's gonna abuse the timing! And Wati does kill enemy eventually, and they lose the first frag to Iraq. Bomb's opting to go back now. But Impera's in a really good position. Jab is gonna frag, and Impera gets the other flag on A side. And Oscar, yes, does trade it from CT, but Impera's in a really good position in window. He's freaking both players! They're all waiting from CT. Is Impera gonna win this duel? This duel might just decide the game. If Impera wins it, I think it just goes to Valor's side. Oscar does get the kill, and Impera wins the duel and puts Walty in a really difficult 1v1 with spawns and Impera connected and stairs and bomb planted for them. Walty does have a Molotov. He Molotovs left side of connector, but it doesn't do anything. Walty in an impossible 1v2 and gets the first frag, but spawns is ready there for the trade. 16-14. Valor pull it off eventually and finish the map. Like, we expected this map to be really close. Iraq had to put on a really, really, really good show in order to catch up to Valor, who we know are really dominant when it comes to their individual prowess. But eventually, Valor's individual players, individual skill overshines Iraq's team play and ends the game in their favor. Okay, that was really nice. That was honestly really nice.
That was the show that we expected. That was like the first half, kind of like, they kind of got us in the first half, but the second half we saw the performance that we wanted. Like, I think, as you mentioned previously, that the closest game for Valor was 16-12, right?
Yeah, so they've actually done a really good job so far. Like,
really
they've done better than
job.
one. Yeah, they've
that
done
was so close for an overtime.
Yeah, they've done what no other team has done in the whole tournament. They pulled it to 16-14 by some really insane plays. Like, if we could recall in an eco round from Iraq, Speed gets a Tech 9, gets in a 1v3, gets a bomb plant on B side, he's in kitchen, he gets 2 frags with the Tech 9, and wins the stressful 1v1 against Impera, who was wrapping around the smoke, and slowly, got Iraq into the game. But eventually, we can't deny, Impera was carrying the CT side. Jabs was carrying the CT side. All of the Vela players were hitting their shots. And if they weren't, Impera and Jabs were always there. Impera always won the retakes, one really insane duel. If we can even recall the retake that he won from Palace when they were full eco, like, he gets the first frag, he gets the rifle, he swings Palace, he 2-taps the last 2 players, defuses the bomb, and secures it for his team. We can also recall very nice holds from Jabs, from Connector. He gets a triple. Jabs on B-side retakes, gets a couple of kills. On B-side holds when he's on the rotation. Obviously, we also cannot overlook.
I mean, Impera is Impera. Like, he does it all. He proved it, especially in this game. Jabs did Like the thing about this game that they always try to go for the trades. Like they always try to go for the trades. And on several occasions, if they just hold it on both, like if they held mid only, all they had to do is just hold mid from two sides, and that would have been easy for them, because especially Jabs is a player that he doesn't only go for the trade. He doesn't go. You can't trade Jabs, as we said, the highest headshot, he one of the highest, but he does have very high. What was the number? What was his
It was
ratio when it comes to
74%
headshot?
headshot rate on him. Yeah,
74%.
exactly.
I'm pretty sure it jumped off this game. We've seen him hit like even the multi kills, even the triple kills, even when we see him spray, we see him hitting headshots. And it was really amazing seeing them these players just pop off with their performance. It was really amazing seeing them do whatever they're doing.
Yeah, so as expected, like we saw the show from like the Jabs and Impera show, we saw everyone fragging. We also saw Impera's rifle. Like we kept
Mm-hmm.
hyping Impera as the best opera in the tournament. He has the most kills as an opera in the tournament, which is the second highest kills in the whole tournament. So we kept hyping
Mm-hmm.
him up as an opera. He didn't really hit his shots when it started, like when the game began. He wasn't really hitting his frags with the op. He opted for the rifle and he beasted with the rifle. Like on the CT
Mm-hmm.
side, he got like he won most of the duels that were given to him. He even hit like he had amazing retakes. He didn't like he probably like for me the best duelist this game would either go to Jabs, Impera, or Oscar. I personally given it to Impera, given that he's dropped the op, he's dropped his main role, he picked up his rifle, he did his thing, and he helped his
Mm-hmm.
team win the game, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Impera took the rifle on the T side, like I can recall around. He took the rifle, they did an A smoke execute, he walks out ramp, he just kills three, makes it look easy
Mm-hmm.
immediately. And
Mm-hmm.
indeed,
Mm-hmm.
he does lose the round, but he gets an incredible triple entry from the ramp. Given that he's an opper, his rifle was insane. I'd honestly like, had I not known that this guy is his team's opper, I probably would have gone for the team's rifler, the team's entry fragger. Like, I would have gone for
Yep.
anything other than an opper. Like, this guy exceeded like my personal expectations when it came to him with the rifle, like because it's known that most operas don't really have an insane rifle. Like give Kenny
Mm-hmm.
S, give Guardian, give like Woxic isn't really bad on the rifle, but give Guardian, give Nitro. Like even though
Mm-hmm.
Nitro did switch the rifle to the op, but like we start looking at operas and we know that operas op, right? Like they can rifle at a high level,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not really comparable to the other riflers on the team, right? Impera
Mm-hmm.
over exceeded that, right? Like Impera just took over the game, took over the show. He was like, okay, Jabs, let's carry this. They hit their shots, and he
Mm-hmm.
honestly like put on a really good game. So yeah, for me, Impera is my personal MVP for this match.
He did prove it on several occasions. Even if you recall on the T side, they lost the first round, if I'm not wrong, and they force bought the second round. And Impera had an AK. And that's literally all they needed. He just walks into A, gets a triple kill easily. Although, if I'm not wrong, they did lose that round, but still Impera still proves it, still picks up the kills, and he doesn't only go for a trade. He doesn't get a kill or two. He gets 3 kills, and that is huge. That is huge, putting your team in such advantage, being 5v2. But still, it is what it is. Like Iraq did prove themselves. They did put up a show that we expected them to. Like we were hoping, like we actually thought that Iraq, or at least hope that Iraq will be able to win this round. And as we did talk that Valor will be able to take it on from Dust 2. Here we're looking at the scoreboards.
Yeah, well,
What they
actually,
going ham? I mean,
exactly.
mm-hmm,
Wati came back like in the first half. Wati
mm-hmm,
was
mm-hmm,
one of the lowest fragging players on his team, right? Look at Oscar.
mm-hmm,
Oscar exceeded our personal expectations. Like so far, he hasn't really put up a huge performance in the tournament, but this was the game
Mm-hmm.
that he was needed the most, and he did it. We expected more from Speed, we expected more from Raiden. Maybe it just wasn't their map, it wasn't their game, it wasn't their
Mm-hmm.
day. But then, look at the Valor Esports. Like Valor, Impera was top frag and Jabs was the second. Like it's just that dynamic duo. Like this dynamic duo beat the dynamic duo of Arak, of Oscar and Wati. Like they're still
Mm-hmm.
doing what they've done so far this tournament, and they've brought it to this game. They've brought it to this map, and they've done what they could, like they were able to do to win this map. Like, but let's talk like
Mm-hmm.
from an analytic point of view, right? Like we expected Arak to have the setups, we expected them to have the
Mm-hmm.
executes, we expected them to
Mm-hmm.
force team play more than force individual tools, right? We look at the T side, we don't really see that. Like T side, we just see them winning individual duels against like some of the players that haven't lost a single duel in the tournament. Like we're looking them trying to force duels into jabs. We're looking at them trying to force duels into enemy. We're looking them trying to force duels into Jazzo, right? Like we're looking them trying to force duels and eventually losing them. Like we didn't really see till later into the half some of the rounds they've won. Like they won 5 rounds, right? Like they win 5 rounds. These 5 rounds have probably came from a mid take or a lurk play or a heroic play
Mm-hmm.
from one of the players. Like Speed, he got around on his own. He got around with the Tech 9. Oscar got around. Walty almost got around. I'm not sure if he got it or not, but like we're talking about either an individual play or an actual execute that they do together. Other than that, we didn't really see
Mm-hmm.
the team aspect of the T side from
Mm-hmm.
Arak, right? Valor,
Mm-hmm.
we saw their city side. Like, look at this Impera, 33 frags, top fragging the whole series. Like, Impera was hitting his shots. He did the best that he
Mm-hmm.
could. No one was able to stop him, and that is because of the way Iraq took the approach to the game. Like, instead of going for the more tactical approach, they just went for, okay, everyone go take a duel. If you kill, we end up there. Like I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
see what I expected from Iraq. Like Oscar, I recall around. He always like he gets a calendar pass, right? What do? Nothing. They just
Mm-hmm.
wait it out. Then suddenly
Exactly.
we see a player from Iraq jumping from B side to apps. He thinks like he's got to play. He loses his duel. They immediately lose the man advantage and they accomplish nothing. Right? Like that's what
Mm-hmm.
really disappointed me when watching Iraq play. They didn't really play together. They didn't play tactically. They didn't really try to abuse what I wouldn't say is a weak setup, but didn't try to abuse like um double peeking or
A
triple
specific
peeking into some
technique.
of.
Yeah.
Exactly, they didn't
Yep.
abuse trying to force multiple players into the heavy anchors of Valor. They just gave them
Mm-hmm.
1v1 duels, and the Valor players won most of them. Like that's what really disappointed me. Like I think if Iraq were able to put on a better T side, if they actually like put on better executes, if they kept on taking mid instead of leaving it, like they took it like 2 rounds, 3 rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
They win this 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly like don't think that they probably could have put on a better T. See above his
Mm-hmm.
name, he's the opera. This guy's the
He
opera.
is the
He was
opera. He is the opera.
he has a 70% headshot ratio with 33 frags. This guy was
Mm-hmm.
rifling the whole game, and he just took over the game, took over the map, and made it like to his side. But looking on the other side, Oscar, he actually surprised us. He put on a really, really good performance compared to
Mm-hmm.
what he did in the tournament, right? Like we expected
Mm-hmm.
Speed or Walty, as we mentioned before, but we didn't
Mm-hmm.
really see Speed. We saw Walty come back later into the game, but Oscar was always there. Oscar was always fragging, was always winning most of his duels, was making the plays for his team. He tried his best to carry the T side, but sadly, you can't really carry a T side on your own against such a strong team as Valor with really strong
Mm-hmm.
individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just about it for me. Like honestly,
Like
if
I
at
feel like
all,
they were scared from B side. Like they tried B side several times and they couldn't breathe. Like they couldn't even plant the bomb at B site. Like it was really hard for them to get into B site without like at least 3 people dying on the team, and that's like heavy for them. That's actually expensive. So I feel like they tried to play more of like around mid, and that makes them
That
face
is what brought
jabs.
them
And as we
yeah, that made them face jabs. Like they succeeded. They succeeded when they hit a side, like when they
Mhm,
wanted to take a
mhm,
one-on-one duel, when they wanted to contest jabs. They
mhm,
lost a player, but then they traded the frag. They abused that valor. Didn't really like rely on having two-man setups. They instead relied on jabs doing what jabs does best, fragging. Right?
mhm,
They didn't
mhm,
really try to shut him down. They instead lost duels to jabs, individual duels, and the only time they actually faced him as a group of 3 people, they had their backs turned to him on catwalk, and he just sprayed them all down. Like, what else do you want?
mhm.
Like, are you gonna give back to jabs and be like, okay, please don't kill me? It's not gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, like it's really hard. As I mentioned, it's really hard. He's one of the players that managed like you can't. It's really hard to trade. It's really hard to trade when it comes to jabs. But that was a very close game. That was a very close game.
yeah, it was really close. Like, okay, let's not only talk about Iraq. Like, Iraq, they put on a really good show. Yeah, their T side wasn't the best. It could have probably improved, but their CT side was really good. Why was it really good?
Hmm.
Because they were using the like crossfire setups. They had a player in connector,
Hmm.
they had a player on catwalk, and they lost mid like 1 round, right? And
Hmm.
when it came to like the B setup, like Oscar was in jail, Walty was on catwalk, and like we can see the difference in the CT setups between both teams. Okay, so
Hmm. Hmm.
we're gonna call for an app break, guys. We're gonna see you guys in a bit. Hope you enjoyed the first map. Second map is gonna be Dust 2, so make sure to tune into that and stay in the stream for
Don't
as long
forget
as
the
you guys want.
giveaways.
Exactly. There's a giveaway.
Hmm.
If you stay in the stream, as long as you're watching the stream, you are enrolled into $250 worth of giveaway items. Okay, guys? We'll be back soon. Hmm. Okay, well, supposedly we were supposed to show ads now.
Hmm.
Hi, this is Andrew from ASUS. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up an AI mesh system using the ASUS Router app. For hard bundles such as this, the settings are pre-configured. If you're creating a configuration customized to your needs, make sure to update the firmware first. In this setup, you need two ASUS routers with AI mesh support and your phone with ASUS Router app installed. First, set up your primary router by connecting it to the modem and establishing an internet connection. Use the ASUS Router app to find it, then connect to it once it's found. Click on Start, then create unique SSIDs so that your AI mesh network can be found using Wi-Fi. A different login and password will be needed for when you need to access the router. Now place your extending node in close proximity and click on Add another node to find it. The pairing process won't take very long, but let's jump ahead anyway. After the pairing is complete, you're ready to place the node in an ideal place to extend your coverage. It's best to provide a line of sight between the two routers if possible. Not hard, is it? Now that AI mesh is set up, you can connect your Wi-Fi devices to either the primary router or the extending node. Seamless roaming switches you to the appropriate router automatically without disconnections. One of the best things about ASUS routers with AI mesh is that the main router is able to lend all connected nodes access to the advanced features such as parental control, prioritized gaming, and AI protection. This is not something that you can do by simply adding access points. For more info, visit our website. This is Andrew from ASUS. Thank you for watching.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of the semifinals. We saw an amazing game. An amazing game when it came to Mirage. As we said, we expected, like, Fitz kind of expected that Valor will win, but I still did have my hopes up when it comes to Team Iraq. Because, I mean, Dust 2 is going to be the Opers map. It's going to be like we saw Impera doing so much work when it comes to Mirage, but this map is going to be his map. Like Dust 2 right now is going to be his map. Like we're going to, or at least I hope that we're going to see a lot of op outplays and op plays. But let's see. As I personally had my hopes up when it comes to Team Iraq, when it's Mirage, it might be the quite opposite. Maybe Iraq will do actually a great job when it comes to Dust 2. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Like, maybe it could just go the way of Iraq players. Like, maybe just Mini pulls off another nice game. Maybe Oscar just decides to just go ham again on the rifle and just carry Iraq. Like, Dust is a map known, it's known for its opping. But the map is a fast-paced map known for, abusing the individual's personal skill, right? Okay, if a player gets going, they're almost unstoppable. Okay, take for an example, you've got Woxic on mouse. Woxic gets a couple of frags in the first round, gets the op. Woxic could even end up the half with 20-30 frags, right? Like, that's how volatile that is. Yeah, you've got Simple, the best player in the world. Simple could take a half, Navi, takes Dust, abuses it. The guy just goes in, he just frags everyone, he just ops everyone. Obviously, he has really good teammates, and we're also like talking about Electronic, we talk about any of like the high volatile, highly skilled players. They're just gonna take the map in their own hand, and then they're just gonna run away with it. Now, I hope, Hisham, that we see the Walty that we saw last game, but a little bit like earlier, because Walty's really needed.
I feel like this is gonna be his game. This is going to be his game. He was a little late with his pop-off. We need him to pop off a little bit earlier now. We see a boost to short here.
Exactly. But now we're seeing 4 people around the B tunnel. We've got players creeping down the underpass. Walty's going to be first contact. He spots the first player, misses a couple of shots, him and Jab, they trade shots, and then he just falls back to a safer spot. Does he expect enemy to be close? Yeah, he does now, because he does fight with the player, and he does get a frag.
Oh, Oscar, come on.
Frag,
that was a very clean shot.
Now, spawns an enemy, Impera just jumped out of the tunnel, and Oscar hits another really nice shot. This is what we were expecting from Oscar, but spawns, shuts him down, and enemy and Spawns now have control of the B side in a 2v2 retake. Speed and Raiden. Raiden does win the first duel from the tunnel. This gives opportunity for Speed to work through the smoke. Spawns does spot it. He loses the duel to Speed, and eventually Rock win the pistol round. Again, they've actually like
secured the first round. That was really
they
that was really beautiful from Oscar.
Yeah, really nice shots earlier from Oscar, and they do win the pistol.
He did not allow a trade. Yep.
Yeah, and they win the CT side pistol, their first pistol win, like from the start. Maybe it's their CT side that's strong. Obviously, we're still expecting Valor to show up, but it'll take a little bit of time since they've lost pistol. Yeah, exactly. Now look at this. They're abusing their fragging power. They've forced on the Valor side. Like they know Iraq are not going to be 100% prepared with the equipment. Oscar, really nice Molotov, does stop any fast play from the Valor side, but they also have 2 players now. What really nice shot from
the headshot
and the flash. Oscar is able to drop anyone. He does drop one, but Impera immediately dropped him. And Valor abused the fast-paced gameplay. Exactly, they abused the fast-paced gameplay. And we're actually seeing a boost on Window. Jab's gonna catch him off. He does spot him. He dicks him. Jabs immediately drops. Jabs is on 4 HP, but they still have the man advantage. And I think Iraq are going for the save. Yes, they are. Iraq momentum immediately switched up by Valor. They're like, okay, we got the bomb plant. Let's force up, let's get the guns, and let's rush B-side. Really nice shot on the entry though. This Mini and Raiden getting 2 kills from Spawn. And Raiden cleaning up last 2. They cleaned up the whole team. This is really not what you're telling me. Like, they're gonna have to go for another, like, clunky buy with SMGs again. Hisham, like, I
Mhm.
honestly expected they'd be able to go with the save, but Raiden and
Like
Mini
although
clean up.
they did save, but they still have like enough money to actually go for another buy. Like as you can see, they're actually throwing for each other. Like I can. It was like really weird to see them save in a 3v5, but they did have another plan. Like they're not gonna do it for free. Like yes, they did save, but they did kill the whole team. Like they have to change their
Ooh,
weapons. They have to
Oscar!
buy. Nice shot from Oscar. He's popping off. He's actually popping off with the headshots.
And then we see quick raid from Long. Raiden gets 2 frags on a long. Okay, now we're seeing Raiden, now we're seeing Speed, now we're seeing Walt, now we're seeing the people that we didn't see last map, but Jazzo replies with a frag on Oscar, spots Raiden on site, he's trying to hit his teammate, he's trying to take a couple of duels, forces Jazzo to back off. Jazzo's now actually double thinking that he could be getting fragged right, but he doesn't know that. He is. Ding. But Walty's on the flank. Does he expect him now? He does! He does!
Oh,
and he wins the
wow.
duel! And Raiden's at 20 HP now.
Like I feel like
Jazzo.
they're both one shot away. Like this is all about who hits his first shot. This is all about who manages to get the first shot connected.
And who abuses the timing? Raiden's
Mm-hmm.
slowly thinking they fall back to A, but instead he does commit to B. And Jazzo's not wasting any time. He's just running out, and
Oh,
Raiden misses the timing.
look at
And Jazzo,
that.
look at him! Raiden's ready. He's waiting for Jazzo to pick, and he wins the round. Raiden
He should have
really nice.
expected it.
Honestly,
Yeah, that
Jazzo
was really
Raiden
close.
double thinking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
double thinking himself, but Raiden,
Mhm.
he goes back, he double checks mid, but then he does hear Jazzo, who didn't expect Raiden to be here, and Raiden eventually has the better timing, wins the round.
Mm-hmm.
Arak,
Mm-hmm.
2-1. They're trading rounds back to back to back. We're not still
That was
seeing like there's a pause now from one of the teams. I'm assuming it's from Valor. Okay, like this is really nice. Like we honestly didn't expect this. Like I expected it. I expected that Valor, yeah, they did pick Dust because they wanted to abuse their like individual skill against Arak.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Mm-hmm.
Arak, yeah, they have good CD setups, but their players now are fired up. Like the first map, we didn't really see Raiden. We barely saw Wati at the end, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we saw Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar's keeping up the same pace. But now Wati's joined in, Raiden's joined in, Speed's joined in, Mini's keeping up the pace. Let's see if they can actually pull off a win on
Mm-hmm.
Valor's map. But
As
so
you
far,
said in the last map, when it came to the last map, that we didn't see Iraq actually pulling off a lot of work when it comes as a team,
on
and
the
they
team,
were doing work as yep, not as a team, and they were doing work as an individual. Like they were going for trades and stuff like that. They didn't go for like team smokes. They didn't go for like all of these gameplays. But when it comes, Dust 2, as you said, it Dust 2, it embraces every individual when it comes to their skills. Like we've seen players pop off early that we saw them pop off late last game. Like we're seeing Raiden doing work. We're seeing Oscar. Oscar's been on fire since last game. Like first round hits 2 shots, 2 headshots straight away with 1 bullet. Second game he goes for the scout shot. Like he's doing a lot of good work. He's actually doing a lot of good work.
okay, I'm assuming the
We're still
timeout's
to a
gonna run
pause
out.
here.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're still paused, but we do hear the chat, so maybe the timeout's running out. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you said, Oscar's already carrying his momentum from last map, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
he can keep it up. So like he can give his team a chance.
Mm-hmm.
We're still like Valor lost the pistol round, right? They immediately switched up the pace and they were like, okay, no, we're forcing and we're rushing B, and they do win the round. They hit their shots, they get the frags, they get the plant, and they win the round. Yeah, they do win the round, but Rock actually like made this round way less profitable for them than they actually thought. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they took the
Mm-hmm.
site, right? But they lost all of their players. They lost
Mm-hmm.
4 players to the exiting like to exit tracks from Raiden and Mini. They just cleaned up the whole
Mm-hmm.
team from tunnels. That really
Mm-hmm.
devastated Valor's like comeback into this half this early, and that is what forced Valor to take a step back last round. Yes, they did try to force again, but it just didn't really go their way. Iraq hit their shots. They had better guns. They had better positions. They had like a better grip on the map
Mm-hmm.
than the round before, and they eventually turned it into a win. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're waiting to see what Valor bring to the table. Like, we don't want to see another one-sided half. Like, last map, we saw Iraq just like uh, almost completely losing the first half, right? Like the rounds that they
Yep.
won, like without speed, without Walty, it would have probably been like 12-3. Like speed,
True.
he won them around on a full eco. Walty won them
True.
around on a site on a half buy. Like he had an AK, they had pistols. Walty
Mm-hmm.
just cleaned up,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they got the plan. Oscar got a couple of frags middle, which eventually ended up to his team like splitting A and eventually winning the round. Like it all relied on individual plays from the Iraq T side. I really hope that
Mm-hmm.
Valor have something else to plan, like from the only execute that we've seen so far from Valor on the T side. We've seen them rush B together. They
Mm-hmm.
were given the first frag from Walty, who was immediately headshot by a really nice shot from spawn, and Oscar wasn't really
Mm-hmm.
able to do anything. Like, he immediately got flashed. He gets one kill with an SMG and just loses sight.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately went to
Mm-hmm.
fall
Mm-hmm.
for the save. Yes, indeed, they did damage Valor's economy, although they lost the round, right? Like the whole point is to win the round. Yeah, you could damage the economy. You can do more damage that'll eventually like rack up on the Valor side and be a win for you. But I really hope that Arok get on like a couple, like a really nice lead on the CT side if they could, because I don't really see Arok's T side carrying them to the win, just as we saw from Mirage. Like, the only thing
Mm-hmm.
that I could give to Arok is that their players might just hit their shots on the T side this time, and Dust is like it's a more fragging map, right? Like, players are
Mm-hmm.
more free to frag on Mirage. It's not as on Dust. It's not as restricting as Mirage, and that's like that could be the winning ticket for Arok. But still, we can't count out Impera. We can't count out Jabs. We can't count out Spawns, who might have a good game now. We can't count
Mm-hmm.
out like any of the Valor players yet. We're still
But
waiting for the timeout, though.
that's the thing. All they need to do right now is go for the smart kills. Like, first of all, let's talk about the round that they won. Like, Valor did win one round, but they all died. Like, that was a smart. I feel like that was a smart choice instead of like actually risking it to win a round, but instead
Okay.
all of them they get to save their weapons. Maybe one of them died, but they did manage to kill the whole team. Nobody from Valor managed to save a single gun. And if you think about it, why is that smart? Like, we've been hyping up Impera's op like ever since we began, and we're just waiting for Impera to get himself an op. But that round in specific, although yes, they did win, but that means they still have to play it as safe as possible so they don't damage the economy again. Now, we do expect, or like we do hope or expect for Iraq to win as much rounds, because when it comes to them being on T side, like Team Valor, they're smart. They have smart players. They have jabs. They have spawns. They have like all of their players are good. You know, like all they need to do is just go for smart kills. They don't overpeak. Like they don't go for fast kills. Like they have to go for fast kills. I mean, they don't go for slow kills. Like on the first round, when we were looking at Watley and short aiming at lower tunnel, he just went for the first peak. He went for two shots. He didn't kill. He came back. He went back and started holding short itself. Like he didn't overpeak. He didn't keep on trying to go for a kill because a bunch pushed, and like it wasn't only one player in lower tunnel. There were a bunch of players in lower tunnel. So they need to go for the smart kills. They need to go for the smart plays. They need to. You don't know when Jabs is gonna get a headshot. Like we've seen their headshot accuracy. We've seen like Impera has 70%. He had 70% last game. Jabs had 60% last game. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't just overpeak 1 second. It's just gonna take 1 second for Impera to get a kill. 1 second. If you go for 2 seconds, he's gonna hit a headshot, 100%. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was really
That's what we're
smart from Wati at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and what you mentioned, like, yeah, they did lose, and like, yeah, they did win, like, they did win the round, right? Like, the only buy round that they bought, like, they forced, they won it. Arok's decision to save, like, in my opinion, I think it was the correct decision because they had two players really far. Like, the only player close to the site was the player outside of B. The other two players were already pushing along, so they were too far to make an impact on the round. So trying to retake would be like a really stupid decision. They go for the save, right? Like they go for the exit frags. They go like to damage the economy because they know Valor forced, right? Like Valor lost the pistol round, so they forced the second round. So they know if they damage their economy as much as they can, they're not gonna have a really like huge impact on the round after it. So they give up the round, as you did say. They get all four remaining players, right? And then eventually they win the round after because of such decision. And we're finally back. Sorry for this delay, guys, but one player was having issues and it's been fixed. Now we're seeing upgraded pistols on Valor. We're seeing the full setup from Arok. We're seeing if Valor can hit the same pistol shot with the same pistol rounds they won in Mirage, or will Arok have another say this time we're seeing Simon's just running catwalk. He's suddenly just running into A side.
Oh,
Spawns
wow.
might just get a free kill. He doesn't care. Raiden does hit a
Raiden.
on spawn. Flash.
2 headshots. Raiden picks up the second kill.
Mini was killing,
Oh.
and then Raiden gets another. It was
That was
really
a
nice.
really
They
fast
had a
round.
chance. They had a
Yeah, that was
chance,
a
but
really
the
fast round. Yeah.
Yeah, the Raptors just hit their shots this time. Raiden's on point, everyone's on point. Everyone frag 3-1. We're seeing another equal round. Like we're seeing a half buy this time on Valor. They're trying to they went for the double equal, so they're able to buy next round. Yeah, we see 4 players around B side. Maybe they're going for a B rush. I think enemies trying to fake around the A side. They're gonna have to wait for its utility that's been thrown. Yeah, it does tend to drive them off to lower tunnels where they're gonna wait for a flash. Indeed, they do, and they pop out mid. Raiden,
Oh, wow.
hits the top. Oscar doesn't get a kill, but Jazzo immediately trades Oscar, and then Walt is the only player available around the B side. Speed's trying to rotate, but he's smoked off. He tries to get the gun away, so they're not really able to retrieve it. Also upgrade the rifle for him. Does he get the timing? No, Speed does get on site first, but Walt is in a really nice position in tunnel. Although there's a player holding him, which is enemy, and he wins that duel. And as we've mentioned, Valor are just magicians when it comes to pistols. They use their numbers. They use their firepower, their star power, their individual skill, and they hit their shots. Although many did get a kill, this retake is doable. If they decide to go for it, and yeah, they just decide to save their guns again. Maybe go for exits. And here goes Mini. They're trying to drop the op. They're gonna buy next round anyways. Mini gets a couple of kills, and he finishes the round. They're not really able to hunt first. Them going for that exit frag is really important because if they drop the op, like now, look at them. They can force into this op, like they can force buy around the op if they really want to, and that's exactly what they're doing. So that's what Valor was trying to do. Really impressive shots from Impera and Jazzo on the entries and the trades in mid. Yet Iraq do eventually lose the round. Yes, they get this.
We see enemy buying an operator. Did he throw to Impera? He didn't throw to Impera. Enemy still has the op.
Yeah, I think he went for a certain pick. Now we're seeing Walty peek mid lane, and then he just falls back now to be set. Now we see the double op setup on Dust. Like it's really known that Dust is a map that loves oppers, right? Now we're seeing the op on Mini and the op on Walty as well, with a two-man cat setup from Rock. Seeing speed drop off now as Mini takes over Catwalk on his own. We're seeing the Valor players get closer to Catwalk, and I think one player is gonna flash them now. I see. We timed out, guys. Okay. Just a second, guys. Just a
That's
second. We're gonna
unfortunate.
cast.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
really wanted to see that double op play.
I honestly wanted to see what Mini was able to do on Catwalk. Like, I don't know if it's only the Go TV for us or if it's the live game itself. Like, I honestly don't know what happened. But now we're back to the studio until this is fixed. Okay, so far we're seeing the Valor individual skill overpower Rock, right? Like they're still hitting the same shots. They're still doing the same plays, right? This time, Rock are actually like Raiden was almost absent last game. Like he wasn't really hitting anything last game, right? Like he was at the bottom of the scoreboard. Like he didn't even get the important kills, like the kills that he had to get for his team to win. Like Raiden had a bad game, right? But he's showing up this map. Like we've seen him.
He is.
Yeah, we've seen him frag on long, we've seen him frag on short. He's fragging everywhere so far, and I hope he does keep that up. We're seeing Oscar too, we're seeing everyone, so I hope they just keep it up. And now we're back at the ground, and it did go for the way of Arab last round, and Valor are now on an equal, so on the studio, many things.
Shot from Raiden. Nice!
No,
Raiden!
Raiden's online,
He
boys,
is
but
popping off. He's exactly what we spoke about, like literally a minute ago. Will he be able to take this kill? Though enemy is 32 HP. He just needs to connect two shots, and he will be able to pick that kill on enemy. Wait, is that Raiden?
And he hits a nice shot on enemy. That's really nice. Now Jazz versus even Jazz really approaches around. That was close. Really, really nice heroic play.
That was really
Raiden.
nice round to see.
But eventually,
Raiden did not. He did not. He knows that he had so much to prove in last game that he's just doing it all in a row right now. Like that was very nice of him to be able to hold mid that way. Are we gonna see a shot here from Jazzo? He knows. He senses.
But then Spawn just gets the entry with the flash, and Jazzo eventually does get the frag. Now we're seeing Raiden on long, and he just gets traded by Impera. And the eco round is just going as expected in Valor's way, and like he's still taking the duel. Maybe he's trying to give a gun away.
He almost killed him there. He is 16 HP spawns.
Jabs does hit the shot eventually, and honestly, they should try to not lose any players because their economy isn't really enough. Not afford to buy another op, and Jazzo hits a really nice shot. On Mini.
Like it's nice. That's what Arak keep on doing. Like maybe yes, they would lose the site, but they wouldn't. Like even if they're gonna lose the round, they try their best not to lose the round for free. Like we saw Wata here almost kill spawns, and he did deal damage to Jabs, like more than half of his HP with only a USP. So that's really nice to see such skill being presented in the
tournament. But Russian
that was a rush.
Mini does hit a kill on the player wrapping from mid, who's Jabs, and he tries to obtain the gun, which he does. There's an AK on me, and Oscar hits another nice demon shot. Now the pistols are going in the favor of Arab. Raiden tried to drag, but Impera has something else to say. He does drag speed. They give the Oscar misses the no scope, unfortunately. And Valor do take this round. Almost went in Arab's favor, but Valor do eventually clean the frags up. 5-4 for Valor. Okay, now we're seeing the Valor that we expected to see, right? Like, yeah, they lost the pistol round, but they're like, okay, no, we're just better aimers, we're better players, we're just gonna play on our individuals, we're gonna hit their shots. But actually, like, I'm seeing a different T side from Valor this time. Like, Valor's T side on Mirage was heavily reliant on Impera. And Mini does get a kill full blind on long. That's really nice. Raiden doing Raiden wins the duel.
Nice,
Mini gets
Raiden.
another kill on long. Jabs is trying to trade it, but he's kind of out of position. Mini gets another
Look
frag,
at
but
Jabs.
two trades from Jabs. Raiden eventually cleans it up. Nice attempt though from Jabs. That one of the highest headshot percentages in the whole tournament of 74. But Iraq do come back with the three-man ace setup. They tried to contest long. They let Valor come out into their crosshairs, into their op scopes, into everything, and eventually Mini just cleans up with the op, and we're back to a tie. And we're seeing a nice boost on Wati. They're probably planning on baiting it, but we've got two players around tunnel. We've got two players top mid. And we're probably seeing like an aggressive mid take. Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying. Jabs is just swinging out. Jabs is just coming out immediately. Mini baits him with the Molotov, and there's 3 people in CT spawn. And Mini's like, I don't care. He tries to push the smoke, but now he's actually holding the one-way, the corner. Jabs is waiting to see if anything counters him, and if anyone pushes. But no, they're just staying complacent. They're not gonna peek. They have a man advantage. This is the Arab that we know. The Raiden falls back. He doesn't see Jabs and offers a kill for Jabs. And Impera, no! Impera leading away 2 frags. And Impera 3 frags. This is the Impera.
That's a very
that
nice
we know.
backup.
Impera
He jumped down straight away to pick the kill.
and almost Impera with the 4K on the round. The play from
He is
Catwalk. This is
crazy.
Impera the rifler, not Impera the opper. What a nice round for Impera, saving it for his team. I honestly thought
Like
Iraq had
Impera
it.
feeling it. We can see it. We know that Impera's out there just feeling it. Like he does not want to play op. He just went like, you know what, enemy? It's your turn right now. Just show us what you can do with the op. He just wants to play with the rifle. He just wants to play with the AK, and he is proving it. He is dominating. He is just going into the site and literally just giving headshots left and right. It's really nice seeing him play with the AK.
Just take a full equal here from around. Valor just went for the B rush, and fortunately for them, up there. He does get a kill on tunnel on Impera, but spawns at 2 frags outside of B, and now they're probably going to try to save the AK. I'm assuming it's on Raiden. Yes, it is on Raiden, and it's going out to A-Long now, and they're trying to save that AK, but the Valor players are going to hunt for them. Impera's gonna peek from cover. Gonna get a kill. Nice! Jabs, but then Jabs just cleans up 2 frags in succession. And they win the round, okay? Valor are giving us the show that we want to, and Iraq are actually fighting back now. Like, they're the better side, but they're still losing. But who knows? Oscar is hitting shots, Rating's hitting shots. Walty and Mini are doing the best that they can, right? So far, so good for speed as well. So maybe the T side could turn out this time. And they're faking it, and yeah, Impera, I think, assumes that they're just faking it. Impera just waiting over Xbox, not the first frag. This is the first couple shots. Tries to drop back instead of giving them a frag. What is close fit now? So the player behind him is actually baiting for him. A flash. No one's out yet. All these got a realize. Enemy does hit a shot on long from the player. Pushing long doors. Jabs gets a frag on the player pushing Catwalk, and suddenly the frags are going in the way of Valor. Jabs with the second and
Really nice flash.
But Oscar and Walty decides to reaggress, and Oscar gets the frags on A. But the players are separated, and the bomb's on B site, and there's no one to stop them. And enemy wins the duel against Oscar, and now Walty's in a 1v3 retake on the M4. He's on the other side of the map. He's going through tunnels.
Do you think he's gonna go for it?
I
They
think he
always go
has
for
to go
the
for it.
exit kills. Yeah, true.
He's
Huh.
gonna save the next round anyway. Saving his gun does nothing. He just jumps through the smoke, but spawns was ready and frags him out. 8-5 for Valor. Okay, we're seeing the T side that I personally expected from Valor. Like Valor, they're a team with the highest fraggers, like some of the highest fraggers in the tournament. They were expected to go for a pick. Like I expected them to go for a pick like this, which relies on their individual skill, which they're heavily showing so far. Many get
Mini
stacked
gets
and jumped around.
mm-hmm.
Exactly, and now we're seeing a long take from the Valor players. Layton's on his own, and ASAP, but there's two players CT. Do they go for the flash, or are they going for a crossfire? Jab gets a kill on Mini that was trying to put B, and there's the flash. Blinds Raiden, but Spawn up
Oh,
and Jazzo and Panda, they do get one kill, but the frag go in
Oscar with
succession.
the second headshot.
But no enemy
No,
trades
no.
him.
Oscar is doing way too much this game. Like he actually needs like he just needs a push. Like he's doing so much. He's just hitting them. He's hitting shots left and right. He's like even in the eco round, it doesn't just go for free. Like he doesn't he still gets kills, he still gets everything, even if it's an eco round.
I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Hisham, I expected this to go in the way of Valor, as we
Walty
can
goes
see,
down.
and on mid, and Mini is getting tested by the player. He doesn't hit the first shot. Yeah, he missed the second shot to be able to recover. He recovers and back spawns. Now he's against
Nice.
Impera. Mini showing us what he's made of, and now it's enemy on his own in a 1v3. He's running through long with the bomb. He doesn't expect it. No, he misses a shot on Oscar, and he misses
Oh
it
my
again. And
god.
Oscar refrags it, and the half ends 9-6 to Valor. Honestly, I expected this to go like closer than like I expected Valor to run away with it, right? Like I expected Valor to take away like this half completely. Like it's their map pick.
But it seems like
Yeah,
another
they're
close
more.
game. Like
Yeah, it seems like it's closer than I thought it would be, but it's pretty
mm-hmm.
nice. Like I'm seeing shots being hit on both sides. I'm seeing a different Raiden from the first map. Walty was there, he was hitting some of his shots, but then he cooled out again. He's starting to like fall down again. But I honestly expect Walty to come back in the second half, just like he did on Mirage. Mini is popping off earlier now. Mini's op is showing to be a nuisance for.
Eagle is like him on a. Is that a kill on Motley?
There's enemies
Did he?
behind what? What? Like what? He gets a frag and he doesn't know enemies there. What? He's in a 1v2 due to timing. Enemies goes past What? What? He kills him, but spawns trades him. What the hell? How did the enemy get there? I'm assuming Walty like didn't think that there was anyone close to the door, so he just held the window.
Yeah, he left tunnels and straight up went to double door.
Yeah, and he just held window and enemy like he just got in and won the round for his team. Honestly, moving on, we like found a lot of guns and we
Oh, speed!
Impera is traded and eventually goes to a 3v3 with the HP advantage on Valor. And we're actually seeing Impera getting posted on Catwalk, regaining some more map control, and Mini catches out a player from Spawn. Spawn's now on his own. On B side, they're probably attempting to split on him. Impera does get a frag from Catwalk. Bombs outside of Long, so they have to go back to the bomb. And he tells the info to his teammate, Impera, go. There's a player behind him, Catwalk, and he turns after getting flashed up. And Impera does Impera things. 20-14, Impera closes the round for Valor.
Like,
Honestly,
I don't even know. We're not even. Is this his second round for him? Like, it was like he almost aced that, and it's not his first time when it comes to this match. Like, like he got 4 kills before. I don't know if it's once or twice, but like at this point, we're not even impressed, Impera. Like you taking 4 kills, that's just you doing you. Like it's not even something big anymore.
we
Like
think
crazy
fast,
players. Such a,
they're trying to run with the pistols. They're trying to take a frag.
Mhm.
The smoke does stop them, but are they going to decide to go into it? I think they are. They're gonna do a run, but they're actually boosting a player above the smoke. They don't see Impera
Mhm.
though, or do they? Impera doesn't
Mhm.
expect it, but he's got a smoke ready for sight. I'm assuming he does smoke on sight. He tries to get a position. There's a smoke and spawns
Oh,
and jabs
jabs.
get killed. Spawns get the second. Speed gets a frag, but then enemy and spawns up. Walt is going for the 1v4. Loses the duel for spawns. Really nice. 3k on spawns on the hold, but honestly, Arak walked into this one. They walked into the crossfires of Valor. They walked into 3 players. They walked into Impera, spawns, and Jabs. Probably the best 3 players on the lineup. Like someone, at least Impera and Jabs for me. Like they just walked into that. They walked into
Mhm.
the winner. And they got grinded.
Mhm.
13th
Mhm.
round for Valor. Pushing utility on Arab though, and we're actually seeing a buy. Like last round was a half buy, so it seems just gets the first and 2 jabs, pushes mid, gets 2. Players are just out long, but they've already lost, and they've left the bomb outside of long again. Arab. They have to make a player fall back, and there are only 2 on the side. Jabs gonna take the duel. Spawn's already close. Enemy probably has a flash, but Oscar catches enemy. On the edge, Jabs gets another kill. 3rd kill for Jabs. It's the 4th kill for Jabs. Jabs going for the ace.
Is
He
he
knows
gonna?
where Raid is,
Oh,
but Impera flags it.
that was close. That
40
was a close one.
Valor. It's like I honestly expected this. Like
Mhm.
Arak put
Mhm.
on CT side, but their T side is nothing to speak of. Just like
True.
Mirage. Thus two Valor players are just running around. They're just popping ads. They're just getting kills. They're
Mhm.
just winning rounds on their own.
Like as much as we see Iraq taking all these kills and putting on a show, still Valor makes it look easier. Like
And
they
also,
just make it look easy.
exactly. Look at this. Look at this. Jazzo just doesn't care. He pushes underpass. He gets drag. He does get traded, but Impera does get a kill on long.
Mhm.
Now it's 4v3. Spawns gets a frag, gets traded by Walty, and it's a 2v3. Walty has the angle against. Does what? Does Jabs know speed is above him? Speed. No,
Oh
nice
my
shot.
God, Jabs!
Delete speed and Impera.
What is that reaction? What is that
I,
reaction? Can we talk about that flick? Can we talk about that flick? Like
like
Jabs.
like this guy has 74%
What?
headshot ratio in the tournament for a reason, right? Like
Like I want to
this
know,
guy.
is it does he have a different breakfast than us? Like is it normal for such human? Did you see how good that was?
Let's see. Yeah, I did indeed. Jabs is jabs things. I'm just not. Playing the enemy gets a frag, and suddenly they've lost the B side. And we have a man advantage on Valor. But Jabs is still alive. Jabs takes the first one. The doors loses it to Wati this time. A 2v4 retake. Impera. Jabs gets the first frag. Loses the second duel to Wati. Impera in a
Do you see
1v3 gets the
Impera?
first frag.
Do you see Impera clutching? Do you see Impera clutching? That was so close.
And almost transfers it to Raiden, but Raiden is there to save it, to prolong what's inevitable, Valor's victory.
I feel like
Unless
Jazza kind of threw that. I'm not through,
Yeah.
but I feel like they're getting too comfortable. They're
like,
getting
yeah,
too
they're getting
comfortable.
like they're hitting their shots, they're winning the
Mhm.
round. Like, look at this map. Like, this map is way different than Mirage. Like, we're
Mhm.
seeing a completely different Valor. As I did expect, Valor, we're gonna go for Dust, we're gonna go for the plays. We're seeing them just push, and now they just have pistols and a couple of deagles. We've got a player pushing top, and then Para loses to Oscar, but traded by spawns. We've got enemy and God, it doesn't even need to smoke you. He gets a double kill, enemy gets overlooked,
Wow.
and Jab gets a frag on mid, and Raiden's in a 1v4 on his own against Valor. Jazzo was just pushing to get a counter to suck him to be here. Raiden gets offered a free kill on Jazzo, but is he able to save the round? Bombs literally dropped in the middle of the open. We've got spawns on car. We've got jabs on ramp, and we've got a player in pit. Raiden's been put in such an impossible situation. The clutch has also been smoked. He still has a minute to play with, though. Maybe he can do something. Maybe he can prolong the game. Maybe he can go for that overtime, put another round for his team. But I don't think Valor are gonna allow that. With that flash, he even wastes more of his time. And I can, yeah, just
There
spawns
goes the game to Valor.
and 2-0 as I predicted for Valor. Like, in order for Arak to even have had a chance in this series, they needed to win the match. They were close, but sadly, this map, like, they lose both, and it's a clean 2-0 for Valor Esports. Congratulations to our first finalists, Valor Esports. Honestly, man, Hisham, I don't know what else to say. Like, I
Like you
expected this.
called it. Yeah, you called
Better,
it.
right?
Yeah, you called
Yeah,
it,
like,
but it's always good. Like we've seen them, we know that they're unbeatable. Like we know that Valor are unbeatable. But if we want to see a show, if we actually want to see performance, if we want to be
call it out.
impressed, take Valor down. Take the
Yep.
team down. Like you have to win against them. And let's be honest, Mirage in that map, it was really close. That was 16-14 to Valor. Like we did not even expect that like especially when it came to the first half, 10-5 to Valor, we expected that it's going to be a really fast game. They're not going to the game is not going to take so much energy from them, but they did. They had to play try hard. Like as I told you in the previous round, not this one, the one before it, the one that they won. Jazzo pushed in tunnels with an op. Like he was just completely reckless. He was just going in. You can see that the players were getting too comfortable. They were like, it's just the last round. I'm just gonna do this and that, and they were just pushing in. But still, in the first map, when it was in Mirage, they knew they can't get too comfortable. They knew that they had to do something about it. They can't just let Iraq, win all of these rounds. Like they didn't. It was like a different feeling to them, getting like reaching 14 rounds, like a team reaching 14 rounds against them. Like that's not normal. That's not normal for them. So they had to take them down. It was their only chance. Iraq, it was their only chance versus Valor when it came to Mirage. And as I told you, if they won the Mirage game, the hype is going to be up. They're going to be excited. The confidence will be there, and they will they know that they have a chance now. If they win Mirage, they'll start talking. They'll start knowing that they have a chance right now to actually secure the win and go to the final. But sadly, Valor, they were doing things. They were just like they played it perfectly. Like we've seen different things. We've seen Impera. Like we honestly expected him to pop off with us with the op. I personally expected him to pop up with the sniper, but
Honestly.
his rifle? Come on. His AK? Come on. Like, what is he doing? Him and Jabs, they're just doing too much in the game. They're putting way too much impact here and there. It was really good.
Now, well, so far, as a conclusion from this best of three series, like we gotta still like give credit to Iraq. Like it's Mirage is their map pick, right? Like they are good at the map. Like they picked it. They picked it for a reason. So them putting on a performance that is like they probably had the best performance in the whole tournament against Valor. Like they are the best performing team against Valor. So hard luck to them. I was really impressed by Oscar because in
Yes.
prior the semifinal, we didn't really see anything that would make Oscar just pop out on my screen and be like, yeah, he's his team's MVP. But honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if I were to pick someone from Iraq, I'd go for Oscar for being consistent on both maps, for being one of
Mm-hmm.
the reasons that even Iraq had a chance in the first map.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that'll be it for me on Iraq's side. But for the whole map, like for the whole series, I've got to give it to Impera, right? Like if you
Impera.
don't give
Like
it to Impera, I think you haven't. Like if you give it to anyone but Impera, I think you were blind. Like I think you had your monitor off while you were watching the
Mhm.
game. The guy literally won. Yeah, like I don't want to say this, but he probably even won more rounds on his own than Iraq won on Dust. Like that's how insane.
Yeah, you can actually. Yeah, he is. He is pretty. Okay, I have a question. If it's not Impera, who is it?
If it's not Impera, I honestly just for the Mirage performance, I'd have to go for Jeps. Like when I'm looking
Yes.
at an MVP, I gotta look at both maps, right? Like Iraq still
Mhm.
did lose, right? But
Mhm.
Iraq did lose, but Jabs was consistent on both maps. Like yeah, it was the
Mhm.
Impera show. Dude, Jabs almost aced. Jabs just pushed mid, killed 3 people, won back A again, killed this a fourth player, and almost
Mhm.
aced, except that Raiden was too far and Impera fragged him
Mhm.
at the end. Right? Like the guy
Mhm.
was still doing his thing. The guy was still taking his
Mhm.
duels mid. He was taking like he was just fragging. He was just doing his thing. Like he pushed
Mhm.
lower. He gets a couple of frags. You hype him up, and I'm like, yeah, it's Jabs. Like Jabs is doing
Yeah,
his thing.
that's it. Yeah, خلاص.
Exactly.
Like
Like
we're
I'm not
not.
even impressed at this point. Like he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
his
yeah.
thing. Hello. Like there's nothing else that I can really expect from him. Like when I watch Impera, when I watch Jabs, I know that I'm just gonna watch magic. Like I'm looking at someone
Mhm.
who knows how to just like humiliate the players in front of him. Like they don't even have a chance against them sometimes. Like still though, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like Iraq put up a really good game. Iraq put
Very
up a
good show.
really
They
good
put up a
fight,
very
right?
good
Like
show, especially against
exactly.
Valor. Yeah.
Yeah, Mini
Mhm.
Mini tried his best. Mini's probably one, like as I told you, he's probably like my dark horse MVP for Iraq. Like Mini really tried his best, but yeah, Oscar tried his best. Walty showed up late in the first map. I
Mhm.
didn't really see him in the second map so far. Raiden showed up in the second map, but still, like they
He
needed
popped
more
off
than
at the
that.
beginning.
Exactly, we needed
They
to see
needed
more than
consistency.
yeah, in order for Iraq to
Exactly.
put up more rounds on the board, they needed to uh like I just have to like they need to do better. Like they could have done better. Like I know Iraq can do better. Like I'm still looking at Mirage's T side, like their T side on Mirage. It honestly wasn't that impressive. Like the only rounds that they won were individual performances from Oscar, from Speed, from Walty. Like 3 players got them 3 rounds, and they won 5 in the whole half. Like w- that's really disappointing, honestly. Like I expected more on from like the tactical side of Iraq. Like we saw the good Iraq City side, right? Like we saw the crossfires in mid.
Mhm.
We saw the crossfire on B side. We saw their A setup. We saw Walty having calling for a 3-man setup on A side and then hiding Ninja and eventually winning the round on his own, right? Like we saw really good CT calls from Iraq, but their T
Mhm.
side we didn't really see anything impressive from their T side. Like they won a single round. They won one round in the whole half of Dust 2 T side. They only won one. Like they were 9-6. The game ended 16-7. Like that's just like they really need to work on their T sides. Like so far so good for their CT sides. They're pretty impressive. They're pretty formidable. But their T sides just need a lot of work if they want to be getting wins against teams like Valor and the others.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's really it for me. Like this game, I I I expected Valor to win 2-0, but
You
I
did
would have
call
given
it.
up
You did
chips.
call it right before right before the first game started. You did call it. You can see the
Yeah,
scoreboards here.
like hold on. This is the first map
Look at
scoreboards.
Impera.
Wait,
Was
wait.
it?
This is the
Is it?
first map.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the first map
it is.
scoreboards. I think it is. Yeah.
Because I was about to say
So
Impera also has 33 kills.
I
Like I
was
was
like, did he
surprised.
get like no? I
But
was like, this game had less rounds. If he gets 33 kills again, then what
yeah,
is this?
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
is this?
yeah, yeah. True,
Yeah.
true, true, true. Makes sense. Makes total sense.
So yeah. So yeah, we're just waiting
Oh,
for the scoreboard now. But
mhm.
anyways,
I feel like
like
Iraq what's Iraq is missing. Like as you said, you would give the MVP to Oscar for being consistent. See,
mhm.
we've seen them all play. We've seen Raiden play. We've seen Wadi, Speed. We've seen everybody play, but we didn't see them being consistent. That was the only
Look at the
problem.
scoreboard.
Impera,
Look at Impera
Impera,
again.
what are
He's
you doing?
45% again. Like
84% headshot. Like hello,
like
what
and
is
then
it?
look at the upside, right? Like Oscar popped off early on, and then he just
Hmm.
slowly started falling off. Raiden put up a better show this game. Walty, we honestly like Walty was there for the first couple of rounds and then he disappeared. And I honestly like Speed could have probably done better somewhere. He probably have had a bad game. Like comparing his ADR to the rest of his team, like
Hmm.
Speed probably performed the worst out of his team. Like Walty, I gotta give him some credit. Like he's still the IGL, and IGLing just takes a lot, like a huge toll on your gameplay. So
Hmm.
honestly,
Hmm.
they just need to get their level up. They probably just need to fix their T side. They need to work on that stuff, and hopefully we can see them as a contender for winning the whole tournament. The only player that has a negative KD is Jazzo, right? But then look at his ADR. Like he was going
Hmm.
for highlight plays. Like you even mentioned it. He just got too comfortable. He was like, okay, I'm just gonna
Yep.
push lower tunnel with an op, and I'm gonna repeat like 3 4 times, right? Like he was
Hmm.
just getting comfortable, and that's probably why he died so much. But then yeah, you
Hmm.
just like Spawns played a really good game, honestly. Like we didn't see this Spawns last map, but on Dust 2, he got more freedom. All of the Valor esports players got more freedom. Impera's just Impera. Jabs does his thing. Spawns popped off at the end. Enemy was hitting the shots that he needed to hit with his op, and
Hmm.
Jazzo was just a stable rock in their defense. And honestly, it's a well-deserved win for Valor on Dust 2 at least. And yeah, shout out to Mini. Honestly, this map, like he pulled off this way. He played pretty decently on Mirage. Like he stepped it up eventually. At the end, it wasn't enough, but he did his best. And then Mini
Hmm.
was more consistent. This map, I'd probably go for Oscar if due to his heroics first map and for his consistency. But Mini could have really made like he made his impact, right? Like if Raiden stepped up first map, they probably would have won, right? Like
Hmm.
Speed stepped up this map, probably would have been closer. But honestly, we can't just blame the guys. They did their best, and hopefully we can see them again soon enough. But for
Well,
that, yeah, but for that, like, well played to Arak, well played to Valor, and GG's to Valor Esports for being our first finalists. So far,
yep.
I expected a show. Like, I expected the show. I expected the 2-0, but Arak put on a really decent show on Mirage, but eventually they just couldn't
We
close
were
it.
hoping for a third game. Like we were
Yeah,
actually hoping for a
I was
third
hoping we
game.
would go to Inferno, right? Like I was hoping for
Hmm.
Arok to pick up their map pick. I
Hmm.
have expected Valor to just run away with Dust 2, and I was like, okay, we want to see Inferno, right? But eventually, we
Hmm.
just don't really get to see Inferno. So congratulations to Valor
Hmm.
Esports on
Yep.
being our finalists, and
Congratulations.
hard luck to Arok. Hopefully, they could get third place. You know, like they're still up for the third and fourth place
Yep.
decider. So yeah,
They
that's
still
it for
do
me.
have a chance. They are doing like you're talking about Valor. You're talking about them playing against the team that still did not lose. You're talking about the unbeatable. You're talking about Valor. You're talking about a team that has Impera, that have jabs. Even like when like enemy is not the open on the team, but he was still doing work. Like especially when it came to the last match. Um. Uh, they wouldn't like no one would go to B site without him being hit at least through mid. Like they would always like B is always easy because somebody has to be low HP when it comes to B. So every individual did their job really good. Yeah, Iraq still they do have a chance. Like they shouldn't let themselves down because they are playing against the best team in the tournament currently, or at least been proven that they are the best team. So they just need to understand their mistakes, understand the things that they could have done and they didn't do, and hopefully they will be able to secure at least like the third place in this tournament.
Okay, so that was it.
Guys, don't forget about the giveaways. Just share in the description, and as long as you're staying in the stream, you get to be picked in the giveaways of $250 of freebies.
And eventually, the giveaway winners' names will be on the screen soon enough. So be sure to wait it out until the giveaway winners come out.
Okay.
Okay, so the giveaway winners are Raouf Ala. You've won $20. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Commander Root, you've won $10. Deathman, you've won $10, and Al Jallad Gamer, you've won $10. So congratulations, guys. Thank you for checking
Congratulations,
out.
guys.
And you'll be contacted soon enough by the Playtonia team to like redeem your prizes. Okay, so
Yeah, I think this is it.
yeah, I think this is it. Thank you guys for
Thank you guys
joining
so
us
much
today.
for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Congratulations to all of the winners of the giveaway.
Congratulations for
you guys
Valor
tomorrow.
for securing a spot in the. I mean, we did expect Valor will secure a spot in the finals, but yeah, congratulations Valor, congratulations the people who won the giveaway, and yeah, hope the games. I honestly enjoyed the games. Like I don't know about you guys, the games that we watched were actually fun. We especially in the first map, like it was really nice seeing Iraq putting in a show. But Valor did manage to secure the wins on both matches, and they managed to like prove. No, I'm not gonna even say prove, but they managed to keep on moving with the dominance that they have. They just kept on going with the momentum. They kept on going. Like they know that they're unbeatable. They're not gonna lose today. Like they're not gonna lose today. Like they have to make it to the finals.
Yeah, that's a fun stat. Valor are still unbeaten in the tournament. They haven't lost a single map. They've won 6 maps in a row so far. Like by winning Mirage today, they've won 6 maps so far. Okay, so we're waiting for the highlights to come up on the screen now, and we're gonna talk about like the importance of some of the frags that have been caught. Like I know that Jabs' frags on Mirage are gonna be there. Impaired's retake probably should be there too. Oscar's frags on B site on underpass. So while we're waiting for that, yeah, there will be a video full of highlights, and yeah, we'll be waiting for the highlights to come up now. Just looking at this, like Speed gets the 2 kills on the whole. Oscar's kills on the underpass just be like difficult for the team. And then yeah, I remember this round Jabs cleaning up.
Good job. Like you can't just walk without paying.
Exactly, like this. And then Speed's clutch with the Tech 9, which really gave around like a really nice round. Jazz, I remember this Ecron. The Ecron immediately after they win it, Jabs being a nuisance in connector, just banging on and on. Them not being able to hit B side. Speed actually getting this shot. And Oscar doing what he's doing this whole game. Pretty nice shot from him there. Oscar always winning his duel and underpass. And then Jab just like, yeah, he's just comfortable with it. Like, Mirage was just a really nice game. Oscar was trying his best, as you guys can see, but eventually, yeah, it wasn't his day to win.
See, you can see that every individual was actually doing work at that. Oh, the 160 of Raiden. I just remembered that shot was really clean. If I'm not wrong, I think that was the only shot that was the only op kill by Impera. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think that was the only op. Yeah, actually, I think he got there we go. Oscar, but he immediately gets straight. He wasn't as impactful with the op as he was with the rifle. Then enemy was just a stable ROG in his place. And I remember this shot from many and Impera's triple entry, as we mentioned, guys. Impera was just carrying the T side on his own. Oscar tried his best to really take Jab, did his best Impera impression, but the Impera, guys.
But it's really nice seeing the brothers reach out to the semifinals. Like hopefully getting them all in the top 3. Yep.
Yeah, actually, so yeah, fun fact for you guys, Jazzo and Minnie are brothers. Minnie's the younger brother, Jazzo is the older brother. So I guess the older brother wins this time. Maybe next time Minnie has his chance.
Proving eldest brother proving dominance. I mean
honestly, like most of these highlights are just gonna be dominated. Like the dust highlights are just gonna be dominated by our players. Honestly, like we have a couple of frags at the start of the game from the players from Iraq, but it's just it was just a valor show from that point. Like, man, Impera is just swinging there. Like, yeah, I'll just get the entry. I'll win us the round. Sure, why not? Then Mini still like I don't wanna hype down Mini's frags, but Mini still like, as you can see from that clip, most of Mini's frags were probably just save frags. Like he was just saving his gun and he just didn't have a chance to win the round. He got the frag. Like, I don't want to say that.
It's smart. It was smart from Iraq to do it on several occasions, but they overdid it. You can say that they overdid it. Yes, it's good to not let them have any like ruining their economy, breaking their economy. But at the end of the day, you want to win this tournament, you have to win rounds. Like yes, they somehow lost that round, but they are securing the win for the game.
Indeed, they are.
Oh, speed.
We're just gonna see frags from the players, honestly. Like, and Mini would have like some. I remember this jump from Impera. He gets this frag, spawn tells him he's got one. He wins the long duel and then just frags if they're on tap rock. Like, this guy was honestly just unstoppable. And then this is the round that I'm talking about. Like, Jobs is just pushing Jobs. He's just winning duels. Like, Jobs is just doing his thing. No one can stop him. Sadly, he didn't get the ace. And yeah, this is the round that he like overcommitted Jazzo and actually cost him a round. Because Mini and Walty kept the light on and then dragged up. Yeah, eventually they do. The last round,
that would have been a really
Okay, well, I enjoyed the game. It was a
Mm-hmm.
pleasure having you today, Hisham. And
Was a
tomorrow we'll
pleasure was mine.
tomorrow we'll hopefully have another good series and some more
Inshallah.
good maps, and hopefully we see a third map. Thank you guys for
Mm-hmm.
checking out the stream. Thank you guys for
Mm-hmm.
supporting the teams. Thank you guys for everything, and congratulations to all of the giveaway winners, and congratulations to Valor for reaching the finals, being our first
Mm-hmm.
finalists.
Yep. Thank you so much.